Mr. Young and foreign.
Get to the gut!
Your podcast sucks!
Yo, much like NXT this week, we are coming at you, not quite live, pre-taped, but there is a reason Foreign, my man, is serving the nation this week.
Yo, bro, the army took me in, bro. I can't
Yes.
do live streams. So sad for the next 2 weeks.
It
No.
is what it is, right? But in any case, I hope you're having a good Saturday evening. Yes, that's when we are recording the show. It's Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building. But Mr. Young, don't fret. We got a couple of awesome episodes lined up. We have an interesting topic that we're going to be discussing this week. Hopefully that will tide you guys over before SummerSlam, huh?
Absolutely. As we move towards SummerSlam, and they've been shouting this, they've been promoting this, it's the Summer of Cena. And
Yeah, bro.
to be fair, in Singapore, all year round, it's summer. But, you know, in the US, it's a thing lah. So, leading up to, of course, the biggest event of the summer, quote unquote, SummerSlam. And Cena looks like he's going to be featuring in a huge way. We decided, on this episode, we want to take a look back at John Cena, what he's done for the industry. And, bro, I want to put us in a rough position, okay? I want to put us on the spot. And we shall answer the question later, not now. We will answer the question. Where does he rank in terms of the all-time greats? Oh, okay.
Okay. Wait.
We're gonna
First of all,
ruffle
bro,
feathers, bro. I'm not afraid to ruffle feathers, bro.
before anything, right? You said put us in a rough spot, right? Do you mean missionary?
Bro, like the head of the table says, that's boring, man. Every single time.
So like, is that John Cena's legacy, man? Has he just been doing the same old shtick, or is his shtick such a nostalgic act at this point that's what we love about him?
Well, you know what? Let that marinate for a bit. We'll talk about it in just a little while. The Summer of Cena starts right here on Kick to the Gut as well, okay? In the meantime, I do want to pick your brain about what has gone down this entire week. So you ready to get down to it?
Of course, man. We got a lot of wrestling to talk about. Let's go.
All right, let's start with the start of the week and Raw. And okay, I'm not gonna lie, man. Raw was wow. It was tough to get through. And this is what I always say I love about wrestling. One show can suck, another show will do well. And then it's like, okay, at least that show makes up for this show. And this week, Raw was the stinker.
I'm very disappointed because the thing is, the fans just came back. Like,
Yeah.
WWE is supposed to be riding on this wave of momentum, and then they give us a shit show.
Okay.
Like, come on lah.
To be fair, right? Like, remember when Goldberg came out the previous week on Raw and it was like, and like, they're trying to sell the fact like, oh, fans are excited to see him. I think the fans were just excited to see anybody. You know what I mean? Like, if you gave Goldberg to the fans and there was no pandemic, I think the fans might turn. So, they brought him back in the perfect, like, time period. It's like the fans are just clamoring for something. Oh, here's Goldberg. But yeah, I don't know about you, but I am not looking forward to Goldberg versus Lashley. Even if it means Lashley going over big, like Goldberg literally doing what's best for business and just eating a few spears and just going away.
Okay, right now we have to admit the main event scene on Raw is pretty boring.
Yeah.
It's pretty boring. Like, I mean, Goldberg, yes, he's a nostalgia act. He's supposed to be like a part-time player, but no one is screaming like, I want Goldberg back on my screen. You get what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, Goldberg was built on the mystique of being unbeaten and just this fire-breathing monster, right? So you take away all that, you have him, coming out looking old and gray, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that mystique is gone. He's lost several times already. So, like, how many times can you milk this cow? The cow is already, like, half dead.
He old already, bro. Old bro.
Oh.
Let him, retire in peace.
Yeah.
Let him have, like, a one-off match that is not for the title.
Yeah.
For God's sakes.
Well, I don't even want to see that. I would love to see him come back, do interviews, maybe a career retrospective, 24/7. Yes, that stuff. Yes, let's look back on the glory days, get his perspective on his streak, blah blah blah. Documentaries. Yes, I am all for that because he has had an amazing career. It's a little bit like the Undertaker, where you're like, maybe I don't want to see him back in the ring anymore. I want to hold on to the memories of the good times.
Yeah. And also the thing about Raw is, I guess now they kind of like highlighting their women's division a bit more.
Which is a great segue into the next thing, because I think we want to move away from that, right? Yeah, Bobby Lashley squashed the rest of the Hurt Business. Actually, bro, I want to put something in your head right now, okay?
What?
Imagine if the Hurt Business never broke up and Cedric and Shelton were still the Raw Tag Team Champions. Now imagine Survivor Series. The Bloodline versus the Hurt Business.
Woo!
Bro,
don't make me fantasize things that won't happen again, bro. That hurts me too much.
Yeah, it's obviously not going to happen, but it could have. That I'm just putting it. I'm putting the idea out there, and how much it sucks that we won't get to see Bloodline versus the Hurt Business. Anyway, moving on. Okay, moving on. He beats up Cedric and Shelton. You know, obviously to show dominance, that kind of thing. That's about it.
Yep.
Are you excited? Does it build hype for you?
No, because we know what to expect when it comes to Bobby Lashley. He's always gonna dominate someone. Yep. So him dominating whoever is that doesn't really appeal to me. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Right now, what I want to see is him having conflict. Like the thing that I enjoy about his so-called feud with Kofi, right, is that Kofi put some seeds of doubt into his own ability.
Yeah.
And then everything he can squash, right? Where is the New Day?
Oh.
Where exactly are they?
Playing video
shame, is it?
Playing video games, bro. Up, down, down.
Ayo.
They're making bank from that, so they don't care.
If for me, right, if I was Kofi Kingston, I would still be challenging, you dominated me, but like I still want another shot. Like I wouldn't even let Goldberg cut my line.
Cut Q, huh? Goldberg cut Q. Yeah, the problem is Goldberg is on that part-time schedule. I don't know why I did this, but I'm sure there's a lot of money involved. He's on that part-time schedule, baby. And the problem with that is, well, he's not going to feature on Raw much at all. So, you got to throw in Shelton now to give Lashley something to do. You got to throw in, Cedric Alexander. So the fact that Goldberg is not there to continue the feud makes it also a little bit lackluster.
Yeah, like if now I want to hear a reason why Goldberg returned.
Yeah,
like they should at least do a backstage interview or like some sort of like from via satellite, or like they come to his house.
Yeah,
and
sit down.
Yeah, like what does it mean for him to challenge at this stage in his career? Like something like along those lines, because he already had that so-called comeback and challenge the champion in Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre basically owned him.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes. So what makes him a worthy challenger to Bobby Lashley?
Because he can breathe fire, bro. He can breathe smoke out of the sparklers. Anyway, let's move on from that. Then Charlotte versus Nikki ASH. Are you enjoying Nikki ASH?
Well, she got owned by Charlotte this past week, and then she challenged her. I think if I heard correctly, was it like a no holds barred stipulation or something this coming week?
I don't think so. I don't remember anything about no holds barred.
Or some, I know it's not just I think it's no disqualification. It's not really just a one-on-one match.
It was a regular match, right? This week, you mean on this week's Raw, right?
Oh no, not this past week. I mean this coming week, because she got owned, she got pinned, and then Nikki said like, I want to have a rematch to prove myself. Yeah,
I remember the rematch. I don't remember any stipulations. I mean, whatever, like if it's no holds barred, it just means Rhea Ripley is going to get involved. My big issue with this is like, okay, Nikki ASH comes out, does the whole superhero, like almost like very inspirational stuff. Kids will get behind, right?
Yep.
But it's almost like you're talking about kids will get behind that. Whenever Rhea and Charlotte are in the ring, they take away all of Nikki's shine. All of a sudden, she just shrinks, like disappears. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Yeah.
Because when you put Nikki between these two Amazonian-looking women, right?
Yeah.
Like they should play up that part.
Yeah.
They should play up the part that she's this underdog that's supposed to get, under the skin of these two wrestlers.
Well, maybe that's the point of her losing to Charlotte. Like, she is an unlikely winner. The only reason is that she won was because she had Money in the Bank. So maybe that's what they're trying to play up.
Yeah, and also why is Charlotte the one stepping in front of the queue to face Nikki ASH? Like why not Rhea Ripley get in the way and say, hey, I was the one that lost the title. Right?
Yeah. Well, isn't the whole thing like they're doing a triple threat at SummerSlam? Well, card subject to change, as we know. But right now, that's what on the card. That's what is on the cards, right? A triple threat.
Yeah. So I'm still rooting for Nikki. Nikki's like pretty fresh off this victory. I hope she retains the title. I want to know more. I want to
Yeah.
learn more. I think the segments are not doing enough justice to their characters.
I think that okay. See if you agree with me on this, but I think Nikki Ash's segments need to be slightly shorter. Get her point out there. Like I feel like she repeats herself a lot. In that, like she's like, I get it. Oh, you're almost a superhero. If you believe in yourself, you can do it. Blah blah blah. Like, it's I don't know if they're running out of ways to tell that story, but it seems like she's and I'm like you know me. I'm a huge fan of Nikki Cross, right?
Yep.
I love Twisted Sister. This Nikki, like, I see where they're going with it, but I'm also a little bit worried she'll get tired very very soon. Like the fans will turn like, oh, this is lame. Like they turned on, I don't know, like John Cena.
For me, right, the way that this can really be successful is that her eventual spiral, like she became almost a superhero, then she becomes a full-fledged superhero, and then she loses her title, then she go down this downward spiral all the way back to Twisted Sister.
Super villain, yes. Okay,
Yes.
okay, I can dig that. I can dig that. Like,
I mean, and the key to that
yeah.
will be Alexa Bliss.
Oh, speaking of Alexa Bliss, nice segue. I see what you did there. Alexa Bliss and Eva and Dewdrop.
Yeah.
And bro, you know we're fans of Alexa Bliss. I love that they're trying something different, but I cannot anymore with the Alexa Bliss and
Wait,
Lily
you cannot
segments.
with Alexa Bliss or you cannot with Eva Marie? Because both also I cannot.
Oh yeah, both. Oh, and this feud is just not working. Every time it comes on, I actually like zone out or I go to the toilet. You know, it's like it's a skippable moment now.
Bro, how can you zone out from Alexa Bliss, bro, the goddess?
Yeah, well, she's no longer the goddess. Remember?
Okay. For me, right, ever since she started dressing like a schoolgirl, I feel a bit awkward trying to creep on her.
Well, no, you're not saying, bro. Okay, we're not
Hey.
creeping on her. We are
Admiring her.
admiring her work. And
Yes,
right
admiring
now,
her work, yes.
her work
But-
is. I mean, it's nothing on her. It's probably what she's been given. It's just like okay, and maybe it's Eva Marie. Maybe it's this whole Eva Marie Dewdrop thing, which I kind of still don't understand.
For me, okay, now that I understand the reason why the Fiend disappeared, I think he had some mental
Yeah.
health issues that he needed to work on, like
Yeah.
because of Brody Lee, and
Yeah.
he's still coping with all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So for me, the only way Alexa Bliss can be rehabilitated is the Fiend needs to appear really, really soon.
And
Get
like,
him back on track.
yeah, and be like, what the hell have you been doing? Like,
And address the fact why you turn on me
Yeah.
at WrestleMania.
yeah, actually, that hasn't been addressed yet. Okay. So why not? Why not have Alexa Bliss be less of this, evil character? Because the Fiend is gone, right? So maybe have her transition back to being normal for a while. Why not? Because the influence is gone. But then when the Fiend comes back, then she, goes back to becoming evil, twisted, whatever shit.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's totally a Harley Quinn kind of,
Yeah.
thing. Like, okay, now I'm away from him. I want to be my own person. But then, like, she can't help falling back for the Fiend
Yeah.
the moment he makes his return. I think that's a great segue. And it's always been. I love it when they were together. Like, even
Yeah.
through the whole pandemic period, like them teaming up was like the highlight of Raw.
Bro, and you could tell that story so easily, right? By having friends like Nikki Cross. Like all of a sudden, she becomes Nikki Cross's friend again. And we all know that friend. This is real life, bro. We all know that friend who acts a different way when they're with somebody else, with that boyfriend or girlfriend. You know what I mean, right? But
yep.
like, and then, these conversations come as like, hey, you never used to be like this. But ever since you got with that guy, you became like very distant, very distant. This is real life. And people relate to stories like this.
Yeah,
Oh my
man.
God. We should be writing.
Bro, I know a friend of mine, ever since she got a boyfriend, she become a devil also.
Change, right? Yeah.
Exactly the same, bro.
Look, you listening right now, and thank you for listening on the podcast, or maybe you're watching the video on YouTube, by the way. Usually we go live on Mondays, but this week and next week we are actually going to be recorded because Foreign is serving the nation. But back to what we were talking about, right? Like, this reality, so okay, maybe I love the drama, maybe I watch too much Netflix reality TV shows like Too Hot to Handle and
Love Island.
Love is Blind, Love Island, and all that shit. But as cheesy and as nonsensical as a lot of the stuff is, it is captivating stuff, and people
Okay.
will stick around for that.
Yeah, and the thing is, we wrestling fans, right? We actually have very long memories.
Yeah.
We love it when you guys tie back things from years ago, and that's why, like, I mean, I'm skipping ahead, but like the Edge and Seth Rollins thing,
Yep.
even though it's a new matchup, but the wrinkle of them mentioning what happened in 2014
Yes.
makes it another layer of excitement, right?
Yeah.
So, like, why not have the fact that, okay, Alexa Bliss and Nikki ASH, they are
Friends.
different paths. They've grown since the last time they've interacted, right? Nikki should literally have a rivalry right now with Alexa Bliss as their new characters.
Yeah. Or have them become friends again. And like I said, when the Fiend comes back, she can slowly, like, you know, and do the whole transformation thing again. I mean, this is all fantasy booking. Obviously, they have plans. And okay, this is my other problem with Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie Doudrop, right? So Alexa Bliss will generally be cheered all the time. She's a face, even though she acts like a heel, right?
Yep.
Eva Marie will get booed. But Eva Marie is back. You want to put her over, or you want to put Doudrop over. So where does this feud go? Who wins?
Well, in my opinion, I think Eva Marie needs to get some sort of comeuppance. Like people will want Alexa Bliss to win out over any other girl. Okay, but it's just the story that they want to tell all the way there. Right now, it's an opportunity for Eva Marie to become the biggest heel ever, you know, by stirring shit with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, well, I mean, and where does Doudrop factor into all this? Because at the end of the day, isn't the whole point of pairing them to make Doudrop the star at some point?
Yeah, but I guess she's now being, controlled by Lily, or Lily is playing mind games with them. I have no idea. Who the hell is Lily again?
Yeah, it's like Sister Abigail. We'll probably never know.
Yeah. Well, for me, right, the coolest matchup that they can do on the Raw Women's Division side is to have a tag team match between Nikki ASH, if she becomes friends again back with Alexa Bliss, versus Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair.
Hey, they don't even need to become friends. They can be just like uneasy allies with a history. So we've seen a lot of that.
I think the most important thing is just build up these characters so that they are strong. And it's like the SmackDown 6, like they can just pair up, like every week do different things. Do you see this interesting statistic I put out on our Instagram page?
Yes, I know exactly what you're going to talk about. I also wanted to bring it up, but go ahead. Please explain the stat.
Yes, so apparently there's something I pulled out from Twitter for one of the wrestling journalists, right? The percentage, right, of rematches across all the wrestling shows were compared.
Yeah.
And of course, no one needs to guess who's the top, right?
Raw, right?
Yes, Raw was at 57%, followed very closely by SmackDown at 54%. And the most startling thing, and I have to give AEW credit for this, is that for them, right, their percentage of rematches is only at 10%.
Yeah, but and this is where I'm going to step in. I know you gave them credit, and kudos for them kudos to them for giving new up-and-comers talent oh my god, my brain has switched off. It's been a long day, bro. Kudos to them for giving up-and-coming talent opportunity. But who are these people? Like, I don't really give two hoots if Cody is squashing some jobber. What happened to Agogo? What happened to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get what you mean.
I see the 10%. I'm like, that's great, but that doesn't mean you're giving us fresh matchups. Superstars gave us fresh matchups. Bunch of nobodies fighting against nobodies is not compelling TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I get your point, bro. But I also think that you might be missing the point.
Okay.
Like, I think for AEW, right, the reason why they don't have such high rematches is that they spread out their stars, and they have the luxury of doing that because they only have one TV show. So maybe once Rampage comes out, like, there might be more rematches. Fair enough. But right now, right, they have a surplus of like main event talent or recognizable names that, for example, one week they can make W. Allen headline. Then the next week they can have Kenny Omega headline, whatever it is. Right now, Raw suffering from lack of main event or recognizable talent. Then every single week, Bobby Lashley have to fight Kofi Kingston or New Day or some sort of combination of all that, or Hurt Business, that kind of thing. So right now, it's not for a lack of talented, skillful wrestlers, but they just do not have stories attached to them right now, or characters attached to them.
I'll give you that as well. But that being said, also, Raw is a 3-hour show.
Yep.
Yeah. Then you got SmackDown, and They also have 205 Live. I mean, it would be very easy for them to bring up some jabroni from 205 Live. Okay, I don't mean jabroni, a talent from 205 Live, and have them job to, you know, the main event guys. And oh, look, there you go. It's a fresh matchup, but nobody actually really cares.
You want to know a very random matchup this past week on Raw that I actually got interested in?
Okay.
They are pairing Mustafa Ali with Mansoor.
Yeah. I mean, and they fought against who? T-Bar and Mace.
Yeah.
Former Retribution stablemates. So there is a little conflict there. And then, of course, Mansoor and Ali, they have this whole like, oh, you know, mentor me, I don't want you, blah, blah, blah.
and also it's very interesting that they kind of had to fight against, like you said, the former stablemates. Like little stories like this, I appreciate them continuing a story and like letting things grow.
Well, isn't this the old Attitude Era thing where every spot on the card had some kind of storyline? You had Kai and Tai choppy peeing, you had Val Venus trying to sleep with somebody, and then all the way up to Stone Cold kicking ass versus Vince McMahon. So, you know, there was always, even like the jobbers had their own storyline. Head Cheese had their own freaking storyline, whatever, you know?
Yeah, and I think what can make Raw interesting right now, right, is that you gotta give them the opportunity for these characters and these wrestlers to be able to tell the stories and follow through with the stories.
So, bro, at the end of the day, right, so the statistic is just that. It's just a bunch of numbers, and you can look at it and make of it what you will. Oh, AEW is only giving us fresh matches. That's great. Or WWE is always stale. At the end of the day, what I guess you and I are trying to say is you can give us the same match. I think it's okay if there is a compelling story behind the match. Yeah. As opposed to, like you said, Kofi Kingston versus Bobby Lashley for the umpteenth time. But, well, hey, this time around, they did throw in a spanner in the works. Like, oh, you know, you've been partying up with the girls, you've been drinking champagne, you're not focused. It's like, oh, okay, there's a bit of a wrinkle there. I'm interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, and there are some interesting gems on Raw. Like I said, we mentioned Mansoor and Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
But you know what? The US title scene, I think, is quite interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's very... It's quite hot now, lah. You talking about Shamus, obviously, Riddle, Morrison, that whole group, is it? Oh, I think we hit a spot of light.
Not just that, bro. We got Sheamus, the main guy.
Yeah.
Now we got Damian Priest.
Damian Priest
Fighting. And don't forget, Humberto Carrillo is lurking around somewhere.
Okay, no. Damian Priest, I worry for him. The crowds don't seem to be feeling him that much after the Bugs Bunny.
The problem with that was because after Bugs Bunny, right, they never put him on TV, bro.
Yeah, was he injured or what? He don't leave.
No, he wasn't. They just didn't put him on TV. I think because after Bad Bunny left, they should be pushing him. That's the main problem, right?
Exactly. Like, you know, yeah, Bugs Bunny was there to... I love how we are calling him Bugs Bunny, by the way. Bad Bunny was there to pop...
Space Jam.
Yeah, pop the rating, get the audience, and then he was hanging around Damian Priest. Yeah, I don't know. They dropped the ball. They're like, okay, no, Bad Bunny is gone. Now we have nothing for you. And this is on the writers. Meanwhile, bro, can you hear me? Okay, I think we lost Foreign for a second right now. There you go. Okay, we got you back.
Okay, let's as you were saying, like Raw has a lot of good stars just waiting to break out and tell great stories. We got New Day, then we got Randy Orton hasn't even been on the show for so long.
Hey, is he like just taking an extended break or what?
I think he is. I think they are saving him for the right time to come back and continue this RK Bro thing.
You know what I love? I love the fact that Riddle is just carrying on the Randy Orton legacy, and it just means either Randy comes back and embraces Riddle, or more likely Randy comes back and like destroys Matt Riddle, like quit stealing my shit.
Yeah, and like it can go a couple of different places. Team RK Bro can challenge for the tag team titles.
Yep.
Randy Orton or Riddle can challenge for the US title.
Yeah.
And then like one of them help each other. Or my personal favorite, imagine Riddle or Randy challenge for the world title against Bobby Lashley, and either one of them is supporting character, but then eventually turn on the other end, they challenge for the title.
Right. Yeah, whatever the case may be, yeah, you're right. The upper mid card division on Raw looks incredible. And let's not forget John Morrison, the unsung hero to me of Raw, with his incredible athleticism, his humor, Mr. Drip himself, America's Most Wanted, like all the bullshit he comes up with. He has consistently been the most entertaining thing on Raw for me.
Bro, the Moist, all the Moist references, I cannot. I think they were calling him Mr. Moist or something like that.
Whatever. It's just stupid fun. And at the end of the day, and you have Miz, just like Miz and Morrison are bromance goals. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And the best thing is, especially in the recent weeks, right? They have allowed John Morrison to shine in the ring.
Yes.
His matches with Ricochet and all that kind of stuff. So it's great that everyone is like acknowledging his talent. I just kind of want him to get rewarded.
Bro, just imagine a US title match, Fatal 4-Way. Sheamus versus Damian Priest versus Matt Riddle versus John Morrison.
Yeah, man.
Shit.
Bro, I just thought you were gonna say Ricochet, but like,
throw Ricochet in there.
Contenders, right?
Make it a ladder match,
Holy shit, bro! Opening match for SummerSlam, wow.
Yeah, exactly. And then didn't AJ get involved as well in Riddle Morrison?
Very interesting, right, bro?
Yeah. So
AJ and Omos tag team champions, and then interfering with Riddle.
So why are they fucking around with Riddle unless they are building towards Omos and AJ versus Riddle and Orton, RK Bro?
That as opening match on SummerSlam, I think will be a hot opener.
What? You mean you don't want to see Viking Raiders versus Omos and AJ?
Alamak,
Okay,
bro.
We
as
talked
far as I'm
about
concerned, Viking Raiders can just stay playing bowling with Street Profits.
Bro, remember when they were so hot? Remember when the crowd, NXT crowd, to be fair, were going war, and then now they've been reduced to this just like. They need to rehab the Viking Raiders so bad. Like, we know how talented this duo is. We've seen them.
Who can forget their War Games matches, bro?
Yeah. Okay. I don't get sad.
Don't get sad.
I'm very sad. I think about this.
Don't get sad. We must move on from Raw, bro.
I must move on. Okay. Anything else we've missed? Oh, okay. Just one more. No. Two more things. Okay. Drew versus Jinder. Don't Jinder the hinder. So he's obviously like destroying his lackey. So Shanky got destroyed last week. Veer got destroyed this week, and then got Lawyer some more. So I don't know. Maybe they're going down the whole courtroom drama shit, which could be like humorous segments.
Are you interested in the feud so far, bro?
I am interested to see like the funny side of Drew. I feel like there is a humorous side of Drew that's waiting to come out, and I think that this might be the feud that leads to that.
As much as I'm a bit sad that Drew has slid down the card slightly, I feel like this rivalry needs to happen. Like eventually they need to have a Drew versus Jinder Mahal match, right? I just hope that it can be still keeping him in the upper mid card and not make him slide all the way down to mid card. You know what I mean?
Bro, okay, this is my prediction for SummerSlam. He's gonna face Jinder Mahal in a match, but there is some weird ass stipulation because the lawyer will sue him or some bullshit like that. You just watch. I feel like in my gut, this is where they're going. This is very, I don't know. Like it's almost like, you remember when Miz tried to sue Otis and got the Money in the Bank? So I feel like that's where this is headed. Like he's gonna get sued, and then his job is gonna be on the line, or I don't know. Maybe Drew McIntyre has to be Jinder's butler, a la Cameron Grimes and LA Knight on NXT. Like some shenanigans is gonna happen. It has. I feel like that's where this is going, and I actually am excited to see that because I want to see Drew flex his comedic muscle because I think he has it. He just hasn't shown it because he's been all like, I'm a warrior.
and Drew needs to be kept as a top star, so they need to keep giving him the screen time, like still make him like a number 2 guy right now. Because is he the top face on Raw? I think there's a problem with Raw right now. Raw has supposedly the top face should have been Drew, but because Drew has been getting lackluster reactions, there is a kind of this empty space on top for a top face.
Bro, the top face is Goldberg, obviously.
Hey, fuck
Goldberg. Okay, you know what? Talking about top faces, he used to be the top face of NXT, and this other man is the top heel of NXT, and yet they met on Raw to a 6:30 bullshit match. You know who I'm talking about.
I know, bro. Karrion Kross and Keith Lee.
Bask in his mediocrity. Okay.
And I have the most random comparison to make for their match, bro.
Go.
You know how boring their match was?
Yeah.
It was equivalent to, was it Booker T? No. Was it DDP versus Buff Bagwell on that one random episode on Raw when they tried to make it for the WCW title, but everyone didn't give a shit?
Yeah. I think so. Okay, you know what? Like, this is a clear case of two NXT stars who have put on an amazing match before. They know how to do it. It's just that they have to work the main event style. And oh my god.
There's ever a clear distinction between the main roster and NXT in terms of how much they can go.
Yeah.
Like, this was a perfect example.
So, okay. Does it mean that they haven't been put in the position where they can milk the crowd for emotions? Because at the end of the day, yeah, you can do 1,000 flips, you can do amazing moves, right? But there's no story there. Maybe, I don't know, the main audience, maybe only 20%, 30% are NXT diehards as well. So you don't know their history, right? And on NXT, they got to do all sorts of crazy shit. You know, Keith Lee gets to flip all over the place, even though he's a huge guy, right? But
we also have to take into account, bro, what happened to Jeff Hardy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So last week, freaking Jeff Hardy won. And remember, we were like, okay, fine. If this means that every week after now, Karrion Kross annihilates Jeff Hardy, then fine, we get it, right? But Jeff Hardy kena the COVIDs.
What if, right, Jeff Hardy tried to troll WWE, right? And not allow him to get fucking owned by Karrion Kross week in and week out. He's like, okay, fuck this shit. I'm just going to get myself COVID.
Okay, I should hope not. Okay, let's hope that he didn't really. And like, we wish Jeff Hardy, of course, all the best in his recovery from COVID, right? But oh my god, what horrible timing for Karrion Kross. All of a sudden, obviously that was supposed to be his push. And now he's like, okay, you go and fight Keith Lee.
And this is a lose-lose situation because Keith Lee also just came back. Now we have to lose.
You know, the writers were probably like, actually, you guys had a really good match, right? Okay, your fight. Who's going to go over? Keith. Why? Don't know. Just go. No. Kross went over, not Keith. Sorry.
I really think, right, bro, Keith Lee is I think getting punished.
For what?
Seems like it, right?
But yeah,
I don't know, but
bro, seems like Karrion
booking.
Seems like Karrion Kross is getting punished.
Both of them get punished, bro. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. I read a rumor, dirt sheet stuff, random. You know, I don't really read the dirt sheets, but I randomly saw this on Instagram, right? That the story was actually supposed to be Karrion Kross losing match after match after match, just losing streak, which is a very weird way to bring in somebody who's supposed to be a dominant monster. But he does it without Scarlett by his side. So when Scarlett does debut on Raw, all of a sudden he becomes this monster. Like, she was the missing ingredient, you know what I mean? She was the one that spurs him on and makes him this indestructible monster. Oh, did we lose Foreign for a second there?
I'm still hearing you, brother. Still good.
You know what it is? I think Saturday night, like, everyone is up right now downloading porn. That's why the internet jialat, yeah. Ask your neighbors to stop, please.
Oh, bro, nighttime, bro. Everyone's watching some shit online. Okay, great points, bro. But here's the problem. NXT, everyone watches NXT. Everyone's aware of NXT storylines. WWE is still thinking, right, that NXT is this like hidden show on the internet that nobody watches, and they can just tell retail news stories. We know whatever happens on NXT, so why are they trying to make such a clear distinction between the main roster and what happens? Like, why can't they continue the storylines and bring them over? It's as if they have to start from scratch again.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And like, literally NXT is on the same channel.
Yeah. Holy shit. Why can't they just cross promote?
Yeah.
Right? Between the shows.
Cross promote, like Karrion Kross, but okay. So yeah, they've completely shat the bed with this. This is all I can like surmise. They have no idea what to do. You know, Jeff Hardy was supposed to be the storyline moving ahead, but then he went down with the COVID. So Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, just put them together, have them have a few matches back and forth, and then Scarlett makes her debut and makes Karrion Kross a man.
What sucks is, right, every single wrestler we mentioned, in spite of all their issues, right? Knowing their full potential, like Karrion Kross, his full potential, Keith Lee, his full potential, even Jeff Hardy and his height.
Yeah.
Like literally, they got main eventers out their ass. And how can the show be so boring?
Yeah, I know. It is. We talked about lah. It's nothing to do with the performers. It's down to where they are put in. And okay, then the other side of the argument is, well, even if they get a 5-minute match, they should make the best of it. So,
well, one person that is doing it is Matt Riddle, in my opinion.
I guess. Okay, well, I mean, to be fair too, we've had a lot of criticism. Well, I know I have of Karrion Kross. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's even ready to be the main guy on NXT, let alone be on Raw at this point.
Yeah. I think he should be. He should have his like 6-month feud with Samoa Joe, man. For the time being, make him into a star from there.
You know what? After this whole like thing on Raw, maybe they'll be like, okay, like actually he's not really lighting the world on fire. Let's send him back to NXT.
Well, that will fuck up plans about what's supposed to happen on NXT. We can talk about that.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah, we're done with Raw. We need to move on from Raw before like we get more depressed. So NXT, here we go. Bronson Reed and Adam Cole, that was the main event. So the rumor is that Bronson Reed is supposed to go up to the main roster as well. Hopefully SmackDown. Actually SmackDown or Raw. Because both sides have their big guys. One got Keith Lee, one got Otis. Where's Bronson?
Well, SmackDown is the A show. SmackDown is the A show. So it's depending whether you want Bronson Reed to succeed or fail. If you want him to fail, then go on Raw lah.
Oh,
if you want him to succeed, go on SmackDown.
Okay, Ken. It could be a battle of the two big guys, Otis versus Bronson. Two giants in the ring.
Yeah. And of course, the IC champ. Who's that guy?
Apollo!
Apollo, yeah, nobody cares about that guy. You know what I mean? Like literally Bronson Reed can just walk into the IC picture.
Hey, walao. Weren't we like all happy about his heel turn, and then, you know, what happened to him and Commander Aziz?
10,000 rematches with Big E later, right? Bro, I think the Apollo and Big E rivalry, right, made up the 54% on SmackDown, bro. It's just all their matches.
Okay, to be fair, didn't they have like, okay, we're moving ahead, but it looks like he's moving on to a feud with Shinsuke.
Yes, we are moving about. Don't worry, I want to talk about that as well.
Yeah.
But let's talk about NXT. So Adam Cole and Bronson Reed. Thoughts on the matches?
Oh, the match was great. Like, I mean, you know, it's Adam Cole, baby. There's a reason why he's the MVP in my book of NXT, right? But I'm surprised though that maybe this is his send-off, because Adam Cole got the win in a pretty, like, you know, non-heel, like he beat him clean.
Interesting. I feel like I just want to keep Adam Cole on NXT forever, man.
Yeah, no. There's no way he will die on Raw or SmackDown. Like, no lie. Look at him.
Bro, I think he is skinnier than me, bro.
No, yeah, exactly, right? And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm saying that in a way where I feel like the main show writers will not appreciate what he can bring, will not give him the time or the style of matches that we know he can do. He will not shine. He will not shine on the main roster, 100%.
I mean, seeing what happened to Keith Lee and Karrion Kross, I think I'm pretty sure. Bro, quick question, bro. Who is bigger, Adam Cole or Spike Dudley?
Adam Cole, but Spike like more buff back in his prime. Adam Cole got that. He's rocking the dad bod, yo.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Adam Cole needs to just stay where he is, where he will get appreciated.
Yeah. But okay. See, I'm trying to like draw the comparison. Like Shawn Michaels made it in a time where it was all about the giants, right? But Shawn Michaels, even though he was small, he was lean.
When we see Shawn Michaels paired up against Undertaker, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't come across as very puny though. Even though he's shorter than Undertaker, you still look like he can match up with Undertaker. And like you put him in with Triple H.
Yeah. Like there's still a comparison. Like, one's obviously the smaller, leaner guy, but he doesn't like completely stand out like in a bad way, right? But you put Adam Cole next to LA Knight, for example, it's like,
yeah, he's really too skinny.
Yeah.
And I think a lot about wrestling is believability. Yes, even though a lot of people can argue that, Rey Mysterio still can win matches even though he looks like that and he's that short. But I dare say Rey Mysterio, he wrestles like a cruiserweight, so like it works for him. But Adam Cole, they're trying to make him look like this main event heavyweight wrestler.
Yeah.
When he's not, he's really an indie body size.
Yeah,
right?
you're right. So yeah, I don't think main roster is for him. He should just stay on NXT and just be the MVP, the star. You know?
Speaking of people who are shining in NXT, I want to talk about very quickly the NXT women's title picture. What happened on NXT this past week, right?
I got it spoiled because, like we mentioned earlier, NXT was taped. So I saw like a handheld video of the big turn, right? That Dakota Kai perpetrated. Like, we all kind of saw that coming. But at the same time, it was no Shawn Michaels Diesel. Like, they're trying to make it Shawn Michaels Diesel. It is not.
And Dakota Kai has already turned on like 2 people, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Also.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, this is like, wow, and I'm jumping ahead here, but this is like Sasha Banks turning. It's like, okay, who didn't see that coming? You know?
I tell you, everyone, their mother saw that, bro.
Oh, okay, what really pissed me off though, Pat McAfee almost pulled a Bobby Heenan. Actually, no, he didn't almost. He pulled a Bobby Heenan, and I'll tell you why. Please remind me to mention this. Okay, he pulled a Bobby Heenan. Yeah. But yeah, like I like that she did it. Finally, now you have a clear-cut contender, you know? But also at the same time, Dakota Kai is not Shawn Michaels at this point.
Yeah, and also one thing about Dakota Kai is I think, I don't know, something about her her momentum. She's not the hottest at this point in time, right?
No.
She's been kind of like
cold, yeah. Cold, much like Foreign's internet connection right now. Ice cold. As he just froze right there. Okay, go ahead, bro. I think we have you back.
Okay, sorry, brother. Yeah, but the point I was trying to make was Dakota Kai who used to be the star with Raquel Gonzalez as a backup, but now the tables has been turned.
Yep.
So what makes Dakota Kai compelling right now?
Nothing at all. Okay, I would take that one step further. What has ever made Dakota Kai compelling other than her heel turn? And even then, when she heel turn on Tegan Nox.
Last time people always say like she looks like a second-rate Bailey.
Sure, okay. Yeah, that's not a good comparison though. That's not like...
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's a good comparison. I'm just trying to think of the things that make people notice her. Like,
exactly.
People thought like, okay, she wasn't even like an outstanding character. Like you see, whoa, you know?
No, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. She was the girl with the... what? No, the shiniest wizard was Tegan Nox, which is also a terrible fucking moniker as well.
Well, Tegan Nox really doing good, better things, I guess, on SmackDown. But yeah, like Dakota Kai, I think had some gamer or like cosplay kind of chick.
I don't
girl
even
next door vibe. I don't know.
Or whatever. She turned heel.
I mean,
she was interesting for about 2 weeks, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, she turned heel. She got hot. That was one thing, I guess.
Yeah, but that's not compelling.
Yeah, I know, but like everyone got hot when they turned heel, so like,
okay,
how do you stand up?
Exactly. You got hot, and then it was interesting for about 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks, and then okay, like, oh, you're a heel now. Like there was nothing else. So I don't know. Maybe this is where she shines. Like she's gonna cut some killer promos. I mean, I like the line where she said something like, as long as I have your back, you will always be NXT Women's Champion. And then now she doesn't have her back. You know, like ooh, but it's like. Raquel will destroy her, lor. It's so obvious. So how?
But if they play along the fact that she is her best friend and she knows all her flaws, and she was the one that brought her in, she needs to play this Triple H role even though she's not really Triple H. You get what I mean? She
needs to play the mind games. Like bring up like I don't know what they can make up some shit like Raquel. Like Raquel, I know. Okay. Hear me out, bro. This is the Vince Russo hat. Okay. Dakota Kai, she knows Raquel Gonzalez so well, right?
Yeah.
Next week on NXT, and she starts talking about the Raquel Gonzalez's past, talks about all her insecurities. Like, remember you told me about how you felt so insecure when this boyfriend left you, and then the camera pans to next to her in bed, and it's the ex-boyfriend. Yeah.
Bro, this is 2021, bro. I mean, it would be interesting like that.
I should be writing this sort of dramas, bro. I've been watching too much Netflix reality shit.
Ken, you take over SPW's creative team, bro.
But okay, yeah. But you know where my head is at, right? If they really want to get under Raquel's skin, Dakota Kai needs to do more than just ambush attacks and stuff like that. She needs to expose her vulnerabilities to let us believe that, oh, maybe she has a chance of actually beating Raquel. Because right now on the surface, there's no way.
Okay, she got 3 weeks. She better do it fast.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good luck. Yeah, 3 weeks, that's not a lot of time, right? And here's the thing. I don't understand this. So if you are going to go down this route, why not have them win the women's tag team titles?
Yeah, they didn't win it at all, right?
No.
Did they win it for like a cup of coffee? I can't remember.
No, they literally won it the night and then they lost it immediately to the who and who. Wait, was it?
Was it the Amber and Shotzi?
Yeah, Amber and Shotzi, who are no longer a thing, by the way.
Yeah, and they randomly became a tag team. I mean, like, you know, if you stay too long, like, trying to figure out WWE's logic, right? I think you'll just get frustrated. So like, let's just move on.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's not just it's booking on the fly when things change, people get called up, so you can't really blame them also lah. Okay, what's really interesting to me? Three, like we talked about, top to bottom, there's always something interesting going on.
Yeah.
The tag team title scene, MSK not so much, but to me it's Hit Row.
Yeah, man.
It's all about that believability, right? And Hit Row, Legado del Fantasma, and Imperium, I think those three teams have their gimmick down so solidly. They are their gimmicks times 1,000, and those are the best characters, like we always say. That division, that sort of that landscape is very interesting to me.
That's why I feel like Legado,
El Fantasma,
Hero, Imperium, right? Yeah, all of them make for compelling like cases to be champion.
Funnily
and that
enough,
makes the tag team interesting.
They are more interesting than the actual tag team champions.
Which one, bro? Grizzle,
Huh?
Was it MSK?
No,
Okay,
MSK. Grizzle weren't even they were featured in a golfing segment.
Bro, I keep confusing MSK with Private Party and Top Fly and
all
every other like high flying team.
High flying hip young guy team. Yeah.
It's very boring. But you know what? I like you said, like these three teams can threaten to take over the main event scene. Yeah. And we haven't even started talking about Diamond Mine.
Okay, I don't care about Diamond Mine. I really don't.
Like what? Okay, why I brought it up was when I was watching their interview, right? Was it who? Oh, Wade Barrett was interviewing Roderick Strong and Malcolm Bivens, right?
Yeah.
You know what the thing that came to my mind when I was watching this?
What?
I was like, damn, Wade Barrett looks big, man. Wade Barrett should be the wrestler here.
Yeah, makes Roderick Strong look like shit. Yeah. No, they obviously are trying to go down this like MMA style, like shoot fight, like this is the match. And then Malcolm Bivens is straight up talking out of his ass. This is the money match. It's like nobody fucking gives a shit about Bobby Fish versus Roderick Strong. I am sorry to say, but this is not a money match anywhere in the world. Maybe in the bingo hall down the street. But fuck, man. Like when there is selling the story and then there is overselling to a point where this is like, huh? Who wants to see this match?
Yeah, I gotta tell you one flaw about Undisputed Era that not a lot of people have actually highlighted.
Okay.
And now the fact that all of them are like single wrestlers right now, this issue has come to the forefront. Undisputed Era was essentially an Adam Cole vehicle.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
But that means they never gave a chance to the rest of the wrestlers to build up some sort of single head of steam while they were wrestlers in Undisputed Era.
To be fair, okay, they tried to do it with Kyle O'Reilly, right? Like they had that big feud, but then Kyle is still trying to find himself. Like, I still don't get who this new Kyle is, and I don't think he was even on on NXT this week.
He did attack. Didn't he attack Adam Cole after the Bronson Reed?
Did he? I don't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, they all look forgettable. But the point I'm trying to make is, right? They are strong but they are not strong as single player. They are not the Shield.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Like where the Shield had very obvious, traits to each of them. Undisputed Era was Adam Cole and a bunch of guys. And now one of that bunch of guys...
Exactly.
Yeah, and one of that bunch of guys that did not really stand out is the leader of his own faction, which is even worse because it's Roderick Strong, some rusty guy, Tyler Rust, whatever, and some Japanese dude. I have no idea who he is. Or is he Korean? I don't know who they are. And Malcolm Bivens, who is, I think, Malcolm Bivens and what's the other guy's name? Robert Stone.
Roderick?
No, Malcolm Bivens and Robert Stone, they are like fighting to be the worst manager in the history of pro wrestling. Like both of them have had like, wow, Malcolm Bivens, didn't he used to be the manager for Indoshare and then Indoshare disappeared? And then like, you know?
Yeah, he's not even a Leo Rush, you know?
No.
Like there's no one that he came in with, right, where he was a good fit for.
Nope.
Or they paired him with people who are not right for him.
Yeah.
Like maybe, right, if Malcolm Bivens was part of Hit Row,
Yeah.
it might have been something.
Actually, yeah, he looks like he could play the smarmy manager or the smarmy like legal representative, right?
But not just because they are all black, please.
Oh no!
You're not
I'm
saying
saying
that.
like it's a fit lah. It's a good fit. But yeah, like him in Diamond Mine and this is the big money match. Like fuck off! This is not the big money match.
You know who he reminds me of, bro?
Who?
Abraham Washington. Do you remember who that guy is?
Who the hell is that?
Exactly, no one does.
Oh no! Okay,
But he was a guy in ECW, WWE ECW, and he was the manager of Mark Henry. But he got fired because he made a joke about Kobe Bryant and his rape case.
Oh
like
my
literally,
God.
he cut a promo on that
And then they're like,
and then
nope.
died. Yeah, God.
Okay. So yeah, the big money match is next week. Roderick Strong versus Bobby Fish. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love them as workers, but yeah, no.
Okay. Let's just talk about the most interesting thing on NXT. Samoa Joe has announced that he's returning as a wrestler.
Bro, that's not the most interesting thing. Bro.
What?
Io Shirai and Zoe Starks are going on a friend date. Did you see the vignette? Okay, you know what? I kind of like the whole odd couple story, you know. So this could lead to some humorous moments where Zoe Starks tries to do something, and at least they are doing something with Io Shirai. They are the champs. Yeah.
Which promo which segment vignette you enjoy more? This or whatever is happening between Cameron Grimes and LA Knight?
Bro, throw up there, Index. Okay. Dude, I am there I'm sports entertained by all three of those storylines. I love how NXT has these serious, like, you know, you have Oni Lorcan and Bruiserweight versus Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher, like the gritty, serious brawly fights, and then you have the nonsense shit. Like you can slowly see Cameron Grimes really coming into his own, and you know, LA Knight actually. I feel like Cameron Grimes is outshining LA Knight in these vignettes.
I think he's been outshining everyone. Like every time Cameron Grimes to me, right, is like getting that Jimmy Noble. Yes.
Oh, and then we go to Index. Like, did you see that backstage segment with Indy Hartwell and the two parents?
Yeah. Like she is kind of like begging them and asking them like if she wins a match or something to let them date.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's like a win or you cannot date her sort of a deal, right? And like I'm actually excited to see that like there are real stakes. You know, it's kind of a cheesy storyline, but I'm into it, you know? And I honestly didn't give a crap about Indy Hartwell before when she was in a tag team with Candice LeRae, but then once this whole like story with Dexter Lumis came about, I was like, oh, okay, this is quite interesting. And that promo was like filled with, because Johnny Gargano is such a wrestling nerd. Like, did you remember where he was like, "There's no chance," and then Candice was like, "In hell." You know, like they weekly they throw in like these little pro wrestling throwbacks and stuff like that.
Are you saying, right, because of this story, right, this makes not only Indy Hartwell interesting, this makes Candice LeRae interesting.
Yeah. Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano is the star of that whole thing. Dexter Lumis, and apparently Austin Theory left home. So the way they sold it, like I can't believe Austin Theory ran away from home. I laughed my ass off. It's like, what the fuck? It's like so stupid, but it's like funny. This is why I love pro wrestling. And I think Johnny Gargano has that. Like we talk about Adam Cole being the MVP. He's like the heel MVP. Johnny Gargano is like that guy creatively. To me, he is creatively an MVP in terms of he can do the wrestling, he can cut passionate promos, and now we get to see this comedic side with his wife and his kids.
Okay, can I tell you something that will tie to this comment that you make about Gargano, right? Okay, you know why I find Kurt Angle so interesting when I first watched him? It wasn't because he could go in the ring.
Yeah.
Even though we know he could go in the ring.
Yeah.
What made him so interesting was he is such an idiot but charming on his backstage segments.
Yeah.
Do you remember there was this one I can't remember what promo that he did. But I can't remember, but he was riffing on The Rock or something like that. And he just made this very throwaway comment about the crowd. That was so fucking funny to me. Like I can't remember, but if it comes to mind, I'll let you know again. But the point I'm trying to make is like him being this wide-eyed idiot and making like all these stupid comments was what got me into him. And then him being able to wrestle like a badass was just a cherry on top.
See, he is not afraid to have fun and let the crowd laugh at him. He is not one of those guys that takes himself so seriously. Like, he knows he's a badass. He is a badass, so he doesn't need to prove it by yelling and being like, you know, he can go in the back and have stupid ass segments with Stone Cold, Jimmy Crackcorn, and I don't care, Jimmy Crackcorn, and I don't care. I got Olympic. I mean, fuck. Those were the best times. And I see in Gargano and his family shades of that. And that to me is sports entertainment.
Correct. So when I say, wrestlers need to have personalities, it's because of this. So this is what makes Indy Hartwell stand out. Yeah. As a character on the show. Like, I want to know all about her love life with Dexter Lumis.
To be honest, if you ask me what is Indy Hartwell's moveset, I don't fucking know. I don't know how she can go in the ring. I don't even really know what kind of a wrestler you would call her. Is she a technical wrestler? Is she a high flyer? I don't think I've paid attention to her matches enough to be able to tell you. But now all of a sudden I'm interested to see where, she ends up. Is she gonna be with Dexter Lumis? Can they date? You kind of know that you're rooting for them to quote unquote date, right? And then the dates are going to be vignettes on their own. Like they will go on a date, but you fucking see Johnny Gargano hiding behind the tree. Try to chocho, like, fuck. This is sports entertainment, bro.
You're exactly right. So, now that you see all this, right? Now I know exactly what would make Dakota Kai interesting. She need to be caught sleeping with Raquel Gonzalez's ex or some shit like that, bro. That's you're
what
right.
I said, bro. Let's see. We need drama.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Young, head writer NXT, please. Thank you very much.
You and Tony Khan can battle for top booker of 2021.
No, bro. Top booker in my heart will always be T.
Mr. T.
No, Booker T. Okay. Now we can talk about main event. Samoa Joe is now an active wrestler. It feels a little bit like they rushed it, to be honest. But I mean, I think I'm excited enough for Samoa Joe to be back for me not to care about the fact that they kind of rushed this in 2-3 weeks.
I think they are rushing it because Karrion Kross is getting called up to the main roster, in my opinion.
So what? We're going to have him drop it to Samoa Joe? It seems a little bit obvious, right?
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, and the next night, Karrion Kross, like, full-time goes on the Raw roster, I mean, Samoa Joe deserves that history-making moment of being the only 3-time NXT champion. And I think he will make a great, let's be honest, transitional champion to the next big guy that they want to put over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. 100% true. But okay, let's say we have Samoa Joe beating Karrion Kross at NXT, and then the next night on Raw, Karrion Kross comes out without his title. He comes out having lost to the commentator from Raw. You know what I mean? It's like you are dead on arrival. Unless they're really, really going for this, he's going to lose until Scarlett shows up. And does that sound like an interesting story to you?
Honestly, I never cared about Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
So like I'm not really invested whether he succeeds or not.
Fuck, so bad.
Like I care more about whether Keith Lee succeeds. So like, you know what, Karrion Kross dead on arrival on Raw. Like I couldn't care less.
I honestly feel like he's there on arrival already.
Mhm.
So yeah. Okay, let's move on. I mean, okay, NXT for me mostly positive, like 80% positive. The NXT breakout tournament, I don't know why I find it very hard to get behind it.
Because it's a bunch of no-name wrestlers wrestling.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And I think we come from an era, and maybe you can't blame us. We come from an era where it's Attitude Era, complete entertainment. Ruthless Aggression Era, even though yes, there was better work rate, but like most of the stories had like stupid ass storylines.
Yeah.
Like I honestly, yes, I am a wrestling fan and I appreciate wrestling matches, but I can't get into a wrestling match when there is no story.
Yep.
At all. So like this kind of NXT breakout tournament, like I couldn't care less as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, you need that emotional connection that feel like, I mean, you know, like we always talk about some of the best matches that have ever gone down in wrestling history have had literally no moves. Hogan, Rock.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, what moves were in that? You know, there was no freaking Huracan Rana, nothing like that. There was no technical moveset. It was punch, kick, 5 moves of doom, done.
Yeah. Oh, but right, there was this one guy from the NXT breakout tournament who I actually bothered to research and search up on. Only because Jim Cornette mentioned him on his show.
Okay.
He looked like, according to this was Jim Cornette's words, the second coming of the Junkyard Dog.
Ooh.
He is a big, burly black wrestler with the most lovable face.
Okay.
So this guy's name is Odyssey Jones.
Odyssey Jones, yes, I remember. Yeah.
You remember his face? Yeah, and then I was like, really? Like such a specific description, a junkyard dog lookalike with a very lovable face. And then when I click on the his Wikipedia, I was like, oh yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he is. He looked like a Keith Lee, but a more lovable, younger version.
Right. Okay, well, maybe we'll see him win this breakout tournament then.
Yeah, so he's the only one out of all the people participating so far that has caught my attention, only because Jim Cornette said so. So
There you
yes,
go.
I'm a Jim Cornette mark.
Okay, let's move on then. AEW.
Great segue from Jim Cornette to AEW.
Yeah, Jim Cornette's favorite show, right? Fight for the Fallen. Okay. I actually do like that they have these themed shows. It keeps everything interesting, and they don't have as many pay-per-views as WWE, so it makes up for it. I actually, for the most part, enjoyed this show. Shock.
Interesting. When you say for the most part, the part that you didn't enjoy, was it the death match?
It's okay. Before we get there, but I'll just say it's really not my cup of tea, and it feels like AEW's booking lah. But I've come to accept that it feels ass backwards. Like the most dangerous match is in front, as opposed to at the back.
I'm angry. One thing as well, and I want to agree with you. The match that should have been the main event was actually the first match, in my opinion.
The first match was the big 10-man thing, is it?
Yeah. Okay, first of all, I don't know. I think if you've seen me on Instagram posting the last couple of days, I was so in love with the Dark Order and Hangman
intro
hype package.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the first time AEW did some sort of like not say WWE like, but like sports entertainment style sports package that hype up a wrestler.
Yeah. But okay, so you know this whole thing with the Dark Order and the Elite, right? Obviously, the Dark Order. I think we lost Foreign for a bit again.
Oh no!
Do we
bro,
have you there, bro?
Repeat what you said.
Oh my gosh! Okay, yeah, we're losing you again, bro. We need to get you better internet. That's what's up. Okay, so the 10-man tag team elimination match, right? I agree with you to a certain extent, but I think like booking logic, like you want to send the fans home on a high, and because of how this went down, Paige lost at the end. It makes sense for this to be the first match to start the night off on a high. to hype it up. And yeah, I love the package. I love the story they told, and I love that they're swerving us. It's not, Hangman Page wins, the hero gets to challenge. That would be actually what everyone was expecting, but they went a totally different way. So now, next week, Omega gets to come out and say, ha ha ha, see, he's not going to challenge, blah, blah, blah. And then now you can build towards the next big pay-per-view. I approve of this. Well done.
Yeah.
And this is something you'll never hear me say about Dynamite, so take in this moment. Well done. I was about to say best booker of 2020, but it's probably Omega and Don Callis and their idea.
Well, Mr. Young, we take what we can get. If you give them compliment, we'll just take it as it is.
Yeah.
One thing I've heard rumors swirling around is that they're not going to do the Omega Hangman Page match at All Out.
Yeah, I read that as well, and that has me scratching my head. Then who?
So is it like they're really trying to stretch this out, or they because maybe it's too obvious, they're like, okay, they might save this story for later because of the CM Punk Daniel Bryan situation?
Oh, as in they're afraid that CM Punk, well, I mean, the rumor is he'll show up at All Out, right?
Yeah.
That he will overshadow it?
Okay, wouldn't this make sense? Okay, hear me out, bro. If Adam Page and Omega had that crazy blow-off match, and of course you all want Adam Page to win, right?
Yep.
Then if Adam Page were to win and then suddenly confronted by CM Punk, wouldn't that overshadow like Adam Page's like entire storyline arc?
Yep.
Because he was just to build up to CM Punk returning.
So
wouldn't make sense, right?
What you're saying is if CM Punk does, I mean, and all signs point to yes, but if CM Punk does make a return at All Out, right? What is their tagline already? The first dance or something like that?
So the first dance is apparently the
Rampage?
first Rampage episode.
Oh, okay. So then maybe CM Punk will show up at Rampage instead to pop a rating.
Yeah, but very interestingly, that first episode of Rampage happens before All Out.
Oh.
But it happens on the first Dynamite right after SummerSlam.
Oh. Wait. Dynamite?
Yeah, okay. So
I'm very confused.
that week is right after SummerSlam where Rampage comes out. So I think it's like August 24th.
Oh, okay. So right after SummerSlam, you got Rampage, and Rampage the first dance lah. So technically, CM Punk could show up there lah.
Yeah. So that might have big repercussions on what happens on the All Out event. So it might even be a last minute challenging of the title from Daniel Bryan or CM Punk. We have no idea. So what I'm trying to say is maybe because of the new developments, maybe Tony Khan is saying like, you know what? Let's hold off this.
Okay. We'll ride it through, people. We'll ride this lag spike through.
Yo, I can still hear you, but my face is frozen.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Please, you carry on.
If that is the case, then I feel like now is the time. I feel like we've waited long enough, and if they really stretch it out again, that people will get annoyed.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Like maybe they're doing a Kofi Kingston thing where he's, like he came close but not close enough, close but not enough, and then after like 14 years, 12 years, then he gets it.
Okay, what do you think, bro? Like, I really haven't really asked your thoughts on. I mean, other than that discussion we had like about a year back about Adam Page being this cowboy with thoughts.
Yeah.
How is he now in your eyes?
Slightly better than just a cowboy with thoughts, right? So he is to me like that big brother, like Dark Order, a bunch of dorky shits who lost their leader.
Dorky shit.
Look, they are right. They're
like this bunch of lost puppies, right?
Yeah, and then like they pining for somebody to lead them or whatever, and then like the big brother Page, he's his own man, but he takes he's like a big brother lah. So I get that very big brother, like he's a cool cowboy a little bit like the old Stone Cold. Not Stone Cold, obviously, it's a completely different vibe. But you know what I mean? Like he does seem more like a badass cowboy now, as opposed to just cowboy with thoughts.
Somebody had this very good Twitter thread that got reposted by a lot of people. Of the long-term storyline that they're trying to tell with Adam Page. And once I analyze it, I'm like, you know what? If this is exactly what you've been trying to tell, I think it's credit to the AEW's booking. Okay, this is one time I will praise them in this regard, because the story that they're trying to tell is Adam Page is a guy who lost his friends.
Yeah.
Right. With getting kicked out of the Elite, and then he basically went down this downward spiral where he lost all confidence in himself. And the people that he so-called cared about turned on him. Right. There was this even one very interesting line where when Adam Page was challenging for the title, was it? Yeah, when he challenged for the title against Chris Jericho, none of the Elite came out to support him. But when Kenny Omega went to challenge for the title, they support. So he's making this comparison where when he needed his friends, they weren't really there for him.
Yeah.
And now he got trust issues.
Trust
right? So
issues.
Whatever happened with him in the tag team, Kenny Omega got turned on. The Bucks saying that he's a nobody who was hanging on to their coattails. All that kind of stuff make him like not want to have friends anymore, like go this solo route, right?
Yeah.
And then when the Dark Order was trying to convince him to join and that kind of stuff, he was like, I've been hurt before.
Oh God. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I've been burned.
Does it seem a little bit to you like fans just coming up with a theory based on what has just happened? They might not have, maybe they intended a little bit of that to play out, but not really. They were just kind of blocking it on the fly. And then now that it's kind of panned out and said, oh, okay, let's run with this story. Like, we know that a lot of wrestling is actually like that, right?
Yeah. But what made me believe that this is actually their plan all along was Adam Page was all along their future guy.
Yeah.
Like they've said it from their first ever press conference that Adam Page is the guy that they're gonna carry this company down the road.
Then can the same not be said about Drew McIntyre? Oh, he's the chosen one. What? See, it took him a while, but finally it came right around. Oh, let me tell you a story about he was given the keys to the kingdom, but he squandered it away. Wow, this is just long-term story writing from WWE.
Yeah.
Like, to me, this seems like fans wanting to find more than what was actually there. Yeah, all this shit happened and we love the story, the ride, ups and downs. But a lot of it is probably just shit happening to people. And
but you brought up one very big difference, bro. That was WWE. That was WWE. Like, I know AEW has had a record of like booking shit on the fly apparently, but they have also had a record of telling long-term storylines. And the thing about this long-term storyline is that it has been playing it out. It's not as if like they put Adam Page on a back burner. Like this story was always constantly being told. It's just that when are they pulling the trigger? When is the right time? It's all about the timing thing, right?
bro, when are they pulling the V trigger? Look, I don't doubt that they have had these ideas in their head. I'm just saying that maybe the diehards, the Kool-Aid drinking fans are filling in the blanks where there were none. It's a little bit like how when you watch Marvel movies and all the diehard Marvel fans, and I'm a Marvel fan, but you know, I'm not
Mephisto, bro.
Mephisto, yeah. No, but you know what I mean? They are going back and trying to fill in all the blanks. Oh, they did this because this actually relates to this. Whether they plan to or not, who the hell ever knows? And if they were asked and it's a success, of course they'll say, yeah, we planned. You know what I mean?
Seems like something Triple H Stephanie would take credit for.
Yeah. We planned that right from the start. You know, like the whole Edge and Rollins. No, they want to have that match. Oh, remember that? Let's call back to that. Let's bring that shit up. And then, you know, I think that, yes, we should give them credit for following up. And okay, like looking at the Elite, the members of the Elite, they are that sort of like group of really diehard storyline nerds. So I don't doubt that some of this has been in the works, but also I don't think they planned this out like this master plan. This is not some conspiracy. It's just things happen. They book on the fly, back and forth. It got ups, got downs, got ups, got downs. I think we need to look at it objectively and just say, oh, okay, yeah, they're telling a great story now. Yeah.
And of course, back to the main question, I think Adam Page has really come into his own, in my opinion. Whether he's ready, what do you think? Like, do you think he's ready to be a champion now?
I think Adam Page currently works because of the Dark Order. funnily enough. Like, I just shat on the Dark Order, kind of, right? But without the Dark Order as his supporting cast, he might not be that strong as a character.
Bro, Dark Order, bro, it's like that this little faction that could.
Yeah.
Nobody gave them a chance in hell.
Nope.
To make it past like the first year, and like, wow, they have had so many reincarnations, bro.
Yeah, the second they became like this kind of comedic group, all of a sudden they are like, okay lah, quite likable, you know? Okay, anyway, just to put a bow on it, bro, we started out praising them, and then now you made me go, I blame you, bro. You pull my triggers.
Bro.
What was the first thing I said when we talked about this? That I enjoyed this booking and I enjoyed this match, right? And then you went and said, oh, they've been planning this all along. And I'm like,
No. I wasn't trying to make you turn your mind. It's just that your prejudices came to the forefront.
No. I'm just being objective here. I'm seeing it for what it is because I am not like drinking the Kool-Aid from either side. Okay? Okay. Anyway, it was a good match. It did what it needed to do. I'm not so much a fan of having CM Punk jump the line, but that might make me want Adam Page to win even more. So that could be a good thing.
Especially if CM Punk is coming as a heel.
I don't. No, that would make no sense. No. To me, that would make no sense. He has to come in as a face because the fans, even if he comes in doing heelish things, fans will cheer him.
Yeah. But I was just thinking to myself, like, CM Punk loves to troll on fans, right? If he had the chance, if he had creative control, wouldn't he be the kind of guy, like, knowing his character, right, to come in, get all the adulation, and then once he actually have the mic, he's like, I took all your Tony Khan money, and I hear that this place is where it's supposed to be, but all I see is a bunch of stupid jerks that has been asking me to come back to wrestling for all these years. Something like that, you know what I mean?
I don't know. To be honest, like, I mean, we talked about this before. When I stopped watching WWE was probably CM Punk's heyday. So Pipe Bomb, all that kind of stuff I missed out on. Like, my memory of CM Punk was when he was part of the Straight Edge Society, which is not peak Punk. So I have not lived through peak Punk. I do not get the hype. I don't have that connection. Like I don't have the connection to peak Shield, for example, or peak Daniel Bryan. Like, I know them for who they are, excellent workers, blah blah blah, all that, right? But I didn't live through that era.
Very interesting, very very interesting. Because like you mentioned, right, that era was actually how to say it, to me was the best part of the 2010s in a way.
Yeah.
So the thing about CM Punk's hype is he's that guy, right, that just refuses to go away. And I don't know whether it's because the fans just want him back, or the fan pine for what he brought. Because when I was living through the era, yes, I thought CM Punk was great. You know, I thought he changed the industry, and whatever he said in the Pipe Bomb, everything that he said happened afterwards. And I don't think you could have planned that, because he talked about Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar a year before they even came back to the company, right? So little things like that was like it's almost prophetic. But then when he left, right, I thought he was done with wrestling, and I thought like people will move on, but everyone kept asking him to come back. So I'm just very curious, like, are they going to be disappointed when he does come back?
Right. Like,
you know, you build him up, all this crazy hype about him, and then he just comes in, it's just nothing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because you lived that era, right? But would you consider him one of the first few, if not the first, to be like the first of the reality era, let's say?
Okay, sure.
Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
So being the fourth wall breaking, leaking in, like dropping insider info in his promo, stuff like that, right?
Yep. That
has been done to death already by now.
Ever since then.
So will he be special when he comes back? Because that was what made him special. The fact that he could, quote unquote, break the invisible wall. Now it's like, well, okay lah. Like, everybody does that. It's not a big deal anymore. Like, especially on AEW, of all the shows, everybody, freaking Chris Jericho does it all the time. You know, he'll make references to like indie wrestlers, WWE wrestlers, whatever. Like, the entire company is based on them catering to the smart crowd. So how does he stand out now? Maybe, to your point, he could come back as corporate CM Punk and be completely WWE.
The biggest opposite irony of all, right?
Right.
Or if like what I would think he would do is he come back and he take credit for AEW's creation in the first place. Like, all of this wouldn't have happened without me breaking the barriers in the beginning, right?
All this, I love all this fantasy booking, but actually, okay, credit where credit is due. I think if given the reins, CM Punk will probably make it work. Like, you know, like we've talked about AEW. The shit that doesn't work is because Tony Khan's probably booking that shit. But the shit that works is because the veterans are booking that shit. Like Chris Jericho is booking his shit, Elite are booking their shit, Kenny Omega, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. So, let's move on before we head to the main event. Santana and Ortiz versus FTR. I think a lot of us were like looking forward to this match. I think one of them got injured. FTR. I think Wheeler got injured or something. So the match was just very weird.
Yeah. I could tell.
Somebody was off.
Halfway, like along the way after that injury, like they were calling the match on the fly already.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we can't like fault them too heavily for that.
Yeah.
Apparently Christian Cage is now a dinosaur. Maybe Christian Cage is a Triceratops on his mother's side. He got Triceratops blood. Fuck lah. I'm sorry lah, but why is he hanging out with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy and feuding with the family, Hardy family office? Like, and JR keeps bringing up the fact that Christian and Matt have been feuding since the beginning of time. It's like, oh, I don't care. And as he's saying that, you know what I'm thinking in my head?
What?
They were not the popular ones of their tag teams. They were not. It was the other.
That's the reason why Jeff Hardy and Edge still in WWE, bro.
But okay. Like, Christian Cage had all this hype. Remember when he showed up?
Yeah.
What was it? Hardest worker in the room or some shit like that. And then now he's just...
Okay, so my opinion, bro, or my question to you, should he have stayed at WWE and helped Edge in his storyline with Roman Reigns?
Yes. 1000% yes. Because right now, Christian Cage, I don't know what he was promised. Maybe he was maybe we are like we think he's too greedy, like, oh, he wants another title run. Maybe what he really wants is to work with young talent, right?
Maybe.
And he's getting to work with young talent. But then I'm sure WWE would have let him go to friggin' NXT and work with young talent. Raw, SmackDown, work with young talent, you know?
Yeah. Well, remember when he came back, when he came to AEW, we thought he was going to challenge to Kenny Omega straight away off the bat.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's like, oh, he has to earn his way back. Maybe he's like sidetracked by this Jungle Boy situation.
He's not even in the interim, he's not even the TV title picture.
Okay. It's hard for me to root for him again because he wasn't my favorite wrestler of all time. The only era of Christian that I enjoyed was his Captain Charisma when he rapped opposite John Cena. Do you remember that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Tyson Tomko. Tomko, give me a beat. Remember that?
It's tough lah. I mean, I watched them, What Could Be, and I'm like, yeah, never mind. Move on. Just move on. Thunder Rosa and Julia Hart. Yeah, Thunder Rosa is amazing. Julia Hart's green.
Is Julia Hart any way related to the Hart family, or are they just taking her name?
That's just her name. Ricky Starks is the FTW champion. Brian Cage still is boring. Let's move on.
but one thing that Ricky Starks said in his promo, which I wholly agreed wholeheartedly, is that the only reason why the team test was existing in the first place was he had to bring the charisma to this team.
Oh yeah,
because Brian Cage had no charisma. Yeah. He's been finding it since he joined wrestling for 20 years.
Still doesn't have it.
I mean, Ricky Starks. I mean, he knows who he gives me a skinny Johnny Bravo vibe.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely the star of that group, lah.
Yeah, absolute Ricky Starks.
So, and they already have muscle in Hobbs. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, like you don't need a Brian Cage or whatever his name is, but like, where does this leave Brian Cage? Honestly, nowhere. Like, why don't he go and form a stable with Wardlow and they become like, you know, fucking the weightlifters or something? I don't know, shit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Brian Cage. Well, anyway, moving on. Thunder Rosa, I wanted to say that Thunder Rosa has been officially signed with AEW. So finally, the level of quality in the women's division is getting better in AEW.
Slowly but surely, yes. Definitely looking forward to seeing her versus Britt Baker at some point down the road again.
Yeah.
rekindle their little rivalry. The IWGP United States Championship. So okay, now like the big announcement was that after this, actually no, they announced it before the match happened, right?
Yes, they did.
That who is coming? No, actually no. The winner will go to Japan to fight, right?
I don't know whether he's going to Japan, but I think I think it's still in US because it's happening on a Dynamite match.
Are you sure? I thought I heard the commentators say that they would go over.
Well, we can say on the podcast first of all that the announcement was made by none other than Tanahashi.
That's right, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Nope, it is official for Resurgence.
So in New Japan.
In New Japan, yes. So Lance Archer versus Hiroshi Tanahashi at 60-minute time limit, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's in New Japan.
Well, what is even more interesting than Tanahashi's announcement is the fact that... Hold
on, bro. It is New Japan, but it's happening in LA. So it's a US show.
Okay. So it's a New Japan show, but it's in the US, and there's no news of him going to AEW?
Who, Tanahashi?
Like doing a match on Dynamite?
No. It is a New Japan match.
But so here's what is interesting though. Jon Moxley called out Tanahashi on Dynamite. Right after, right? So I do not know whether they're gonna do some sort of small feud on the promotion.
I'm sure it'll be a one-off. Like, you know, they've had those before, quote unquote, the Forbidden Door. Like they'll just broker a deal like, Tanahashi will show up on AEW and it'll be cool for the, you know, smart fans and stuff like that. I say it with such derision. Lance Archer versus Hikuleo. I have no idea who this Hikuleo. I know he's the son of Haku. He looks tall and impressive, but he's quite green, right?
Very green.
It was a meh of a match. Like,
yeah, I mean, for a first title defense for Lance Archer, a bit like underwhelming. Okay. Whatever. For me, I want Lance Archer to carry the title because I think he deserves. Because he's been putting a lot of other people over for the last 2 years that he's been on AEW.
Yeah, he just I mean, I don't know why I feel like they're doing him dirty. Or maybe he's not so committed to AEW. He's sort of like everywhere, so maybe they don't want to put the shine too much on him. But yeah, like he's been sort of like not here, not there in his run. Like he hasn't had a dominant run at all.
You know what's low-key one of my favorite things about his presentation?
What?
Every time, right, when he's about to start a promo, right, it's like he always had to tell Jake the Snake to calm down. And Jake the Snake like, then he walk away.
Yeah.
He's almost like Lance Archer, right? Is the calm one in that situation.
The guy called Murder Hawk, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Jake is off his rocker a bit,
Wow.
Taking his meds.
That one is probably it. Actually, speaking of Jake the Snake, right? I don't know if you saw the poster for Elite versus Hangman and the Dark Order, but doesn't Kenny Omega look like Jake the Snake now with his funny handlebar mustache?
Is it? I always thought he looked more like Triple H in Motorhead or like...
No. This one has like Jake the Snake vibes. Go and look at the photo.
Okay. I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about what I like about Kenny Omega right now, I think he is just breathing his character, bro.
Like Kenny Omega, the two top heels on both promotions are at their peak right now, and it is what is making the shows interesting. Dynamite and SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
So okay, let's just go to the main event already. We have Chris Jericho versus Nick Gage. Okay, I know Dark Side of the Ring, all that. Another case of, here's an indie guy that, you know, us mainstream wrestling fans might not know of. And at least like the commentators tried to sell him like he's this maniac, you know, deathmatch guy, like borderline criminal, blah, blah, blah. Like, what is his story on Dark Side? I didn't watch all the Dark Side documentaries.
He almost died on a match because somebody broke an artery or burst his artery or some shit. Because he got stabbed in the neck or some shit like that.
Because he's a deathmatch guy?
Yeah, deathmatch. He could not airlifted out of a deathmatch event because he lost too much blood. That was one of it. And then he kena arrested for robbery.
Oh, yeah.
remember that situation? Yeah. So like, he got like a sob story. So I think him getting this exposure is so called like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Finally getting the recognition, blah blah blah. But you know, one thing I want to talk about is Chris Jericho taking this crazy ass like fucking bumps at his age.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know whether he's trying to still gain respect from the fans, even though he doesn't need to do that.
Yeah.
Or he's just like, you know what? I just want to do whatever the fuck I want, and I do it because I can.
Yeah, he does it because he's having fun, I think, at the end of the day. And like, I don't know, is he a friend of Nick Gage or something? Like, it looks like he's bringing in all his old friends, judging by the last step.
His friends.
Okay, I love this feud with MJF and Chris Jericho, even though, like we mentioned, like it's dragged out for damn long already. The Elite versus the Pineapple, and now we rarely see the Pineapple together, which is okay. I guess it's okay lah. It's fine actually. Now that now we're really concentrating on MJF versus Chris Jericho, right? And I love the 5 labors of Jericho because it's very video game-esque.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like some story mode bullshit that you have to go through in WWE 2K21?
Yeah, it's like a road to WrestleMania situation, right?
Yeah, and okay, my issue with it is that the second labor of Jericho is already this death match. Like, why don't you make it the last one? If this was supposed to be the most brutal one.
It's supposed to progressively get worse, right?
Right,
Yeah.
and this is what boggles my mind with AEW. They like to do things ass backwards. Let's do the lights out, blood everywhere match first. Then after that, have a normal wrestling match.
Bro,
like
blood
fuck.
and guts to start off the rivalry, bro.
Yeah, and then stadium stampede, and then what? Like I kind of find it a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Wait, what was the first labor of Jericho?
The Shawn Spears match last week.
Oh, the chairman one. Okay, yeah, whatever. So yeah. That one's okay, lucky, whatever, right?
That one is a good start, lah. First match, lah.
First match, yeah. Nick Gage, like, given how brutal the match was, and the match, it is a bit of a throwback to the old Attitude Era, Wild West thing, and I guess that's the vibe they're going for. I don't fault them for trying, as in doing that, presenting that product. It's just not my kind of wrestling because I have no emotional attachment to Nick Gage other than, oh, he's a crazy fuck.
Yeah, and one thing I'm trying to make sense of what MJF is trying to do is he just wants to destroy Chris Jericho as much as he can. So by the time he reaches the 5th labor, like there's nothing much left. And one thing I like about the different labors so far is that they're testing or bringing different eras of Chris Jericho to the forefront, right? Like about his history. It's almost like a walk down Chris Jericho memory lane. Like that.
I think, and you brought that up, that is my favorite part of this feud. Like I shat on the fact that the placement was weird, but in like an overall feud, I love the fact that, like I said, it's a very video game-esque. It's like the old first we couldn't settle it, then we do 2 out of 3 falls, then we do Iron Man, then we do cage submission. You know what I mean? It progressively gets worse, but in this case, they fucking put the death match first, because this is how AEW does shit, right? But I like that. Yes, what you're saying, they are bringing back all facets of Chris Jericho. So now we went to the Painmaker. So I guess the next labor of Pain. Who the hell is Juventud?
Oh, I remember that line from The Rock.
Yeah. So they're bringing back Lionheart. So I don't know. I bet they will announce him as Lionheart. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind, man. Bro, Juventud, right? My memory of Juventud, okay, obviously I was too young to watch WCW. Yeah. But do you remember the Mexicools, bro?
Yeah. Yes, the Mexicools.
Super crazy, and Juventud coming out on a lawnmower, the most stereotypical Mexican shit ever.
Fucking borderline, actually downright racist shit that we'll never ever get to see ever again.
Bro, they get the 3 best Latino cruiserweights, Mexican cruiserweights of WCW history: Psychosis, Super Crazy, and freaking Juventud. Yeah. And then get them to wear freaking like factory worker army car mechanic look.
Yeah. And ride lawnmowers, like, okay, yeah. All right, okay, bro, okay. Stop it lah. But how old is Juventud? Can they pull off a high-flying cruiserweight match? Chris Jericho hasn't been a cruiserweight for a long time.
Bro, Juventud is actually younger than Chris Jericho. Funnily enough, I did the exact same thing as you. I wanted the exact same thing. How old is Juventud? So I actually Googled him. He's actually the same age as Rey Mysterio, bro. He's only like 44, 45.
Oh, okay lah. So if he's been keeping himself healthy and injury free, then should be an okay match. Should be a decent enough match. Just don't expect them at their prime lah. You know that shit's not gonna happen. So, do we have you back? Yeah, okay, we got you back. So yeah, like I said, I like where this is going. The only thing is it's a little bit predictable. Obviously, Chris Jericho is going to make it all the way to number 5. And he's going to have that payoff match. So they've made it like, this is a foregone conclusion. There's no way he stops short at the 3rd or the 4th. You know, it makes no sense, right? At least now they're making each labor of Jericho interesting. Like, oh, who are they going to bring up from his past? Or what kind of crazy obstacle can they put in front of him?
Yeah, and I think the only way these 5 labors is effective is that something happens to Chris Jericho, like with each and every single labor. Like, I guess he survived this Nick Gage match, so now he's like injured and weakened, right? So maybe towards the end, like maybe he has some sort of injury or like he loses and something lah. So
Yeah,
like,
I mean, the story is there. Is right there for the, you know, telling. Like, he has gone through hell every single week and now he has to face MJF. Even MJF is painting that picture on commentary and he does a great job of it. He's just great on the mic lah.
My favorite quote from MJF this past week was, stab him,
Oh,
kill him.
Talking about stabbing, so did you see there was this one spot where Gage was slicing Chris Jericho with a pizza cutter?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I did.
And then they're like, all right, we have to cut the commercial. We'll be there, picture in picture. And then the commercial is Domino's Pizza. Like, wow. And apparently Domino's Pizza is not happy.
I don't know whether that was intentional, but I think if it was intentional, there was like some shithousery right there.
Look, I have to think it is completely coincidental and just an unfortunate coincidence that the very spot before the commercial was a fucking, you know, pizza slicer spot.
But if you think about it, right, it's actually the best promotion for pizza.
But it's not.
I know. But if you think about it, like just it's very topical lah, I guess.
Well, if anything, it's gotten people talking about it. So I don't know. Maybe they're faking their outrage. Domino's, that is. But it is what it is. So yeah, to me, Dynamite is firing on all cylinders. Like we always say, right? You don't need every feud on the card to be hot. You just need 2 main feuds. And right now, the 2 main feuds are hot. The rest is like, okay lah, close one eye, don't care lah. Matt Hardy and Christian, whatever lah. But we got the Elite and Dark Order, Hangman Page, and we got Chris Jericho, MJF. I'm set. I'm fine.
I'm also low key very, very excited because they are starting to tease us about the CM Punk return, and they have to deliver because this past week they literally had W.I. Allen saying that even though you're the best in the world, right? So if they do not deliver on CM Punk, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, especially knowing this indie crowd, like, you know, well, unless they swerve and instead of CM Punk, Daniel Bryan shows up. So,
ooh, well, either way, they need to deliver because the rumors are too strong for them to deny.
And for a company that is like, basically their whole thing is catering to the indie fans or the smart fans, yeah, they have to deliver in that way and it can't be anything else.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, Brock Lesnar fucking shows up.
Fuck lah. But I'm excited, bro. I am excited because I feel like they are the missing piece. Like they could be the Kevin Nash and Scott Hall of AEW in a way.
True.
Their defection, right? In terms of monumental history-making moments.
Yeah.
So why not?
We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Well, if anything, it makes me excited for the next couple of shows lah, as well as Rampage. Okay, let's move on to SmackDown really quickly. We haven't even gotten to John Cena yet, and we're already an hour and a half in.
Let's do this, bro.
Okay, so SmackDown, and what makes SmackDown the A show right now? It's I mean,
I shouldn't do a Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I cannot do the remix, but Paul Heyman, John Cena is back. He punks out Baron Corbin, which was funny as hell.
Okay, bro. Baron Corbin might low-key be my favorite superstar on SmackDown. He's winning me over, bro.
He is. And I feel like the audience is also like being won over by him.
Okay. Can I just tell you one more thing that happened? Because when I was watching Jim Cornette's YouTube show, right? He actually reviewed the segment last week where I think Kayla interviewed interviewed Baron Corbin backstage. I think it was like a talking smack segment or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like he was so like the Brian Les, his partner got the video and played for him. So he actually did a live reaction.
Mhm.
I tell you right, he saying with a straight face like all the shit that been happening to him. What he invested money in Bitcoin lah, then he lost lah, and then he like he's used to had 20k salary, but then now his payouts are less than that.
Yeah.
Like the reaction from Jim Cornette was laughing his ass off, because like the way he delivered those lines felt like a shoot interview, like something like from a podcast, the way he just talked, he like very matter of fact.
Yeah.
And then Jim Cornette was like, this motherfucker is winning me over. Yeah, so like, it's good lah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've been quite high on Baron Corbin for a long time, ever since he came to Singapore and impressed us with his heel work.
Yes.
But I mean, you talk about a student of the game. Actually, I see him in the title picture in about maybe a year and a half. If WWE decides to strap the rocket on him, I think it will happen. Like, probably as a heel, but, he definitely has the potential to get there. That being said, now he's been put into a program with Finn Balor. Thoughts?
Yeah. Okay, so like we gotta give some context, right, for those who didn't really catch SmackDown. So what happened was John Cena had a show opening promo. He ran down, called Roman Reigns a coward, that he's scared by ducking him, something like that. And then all people, Baron Corbin came out and essentially asked for money from John Cena. Hey, you are like movie star.
So I mean, that's where the comedy segment was for the night Then later on in the night, you had the contract signing, right, between Roman Reigns and Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. So all right, let's sign the contract for SummerSlam. So like they're going to swerve us, like, oh, that's going to be SummerSlam. And for some reason, people really thought that was actually going to be the case. Like some of our friends were like, oh yeah, that's definitely happening. They're going to put John Cena versus Roman Reigns on SmackDown. I'm like, y'all please. They're not going to fucking do that, all right? Just chill. Okay?
It was just a swerve. A swerve.
I mean, kudos to them that they even bothered trying to swerve us instead of, just going straight for it. But, be that as it may. What do you think of the way it was executed? So, okay, like, for instance, if you didn't watch it, contract signing, Finn Balor is gonna sign, and then I like the whole contract signing segment where Roman Reigns like pseudo look impressed with Finn, and he's just playing this whole like I picked you, like you're the man. But that he's saying it because he thinks he can beat Finn Balor. Like his acting is on point, isn't it?
Bro, I love how and say that didn't John Cena is the one that calling you unworthy? Yeah. Like
he is the cerebral, like mafia boss, kind of bad guy, and I love it. He is firing on all cylinders with his character work right now. So he does that, and then fucking Baron Corbin comes out, beats him up, attempts to sign his name on the contract, and then John Cena comes out, beats up Baron Corbin, and signs his name. Okay, what do you think of that?
Did you see the crowd actually egging Baron Corbin on to sign the contract?
Yo, he's winning people over. It's quite obvious, right?
It's so funny. But, but obviously, eventually he but the one interesting takeaway was that he attacked Finn Balor. So I think Finn Balor and Baron Corbin were probably going to have some dissension there, which is good. Keeps Finn Balor and Corbin pretty high up in the cut.
Like I said, SummerSlam, they are probably going to go at it because of this very altercation. Like, oh, you cost me my match. But this has happened once before, and I remember when it happened, I was like, what? This is not... I'm no legal expert, but I think the dumbest of us would agree that you can't just anyhow grab somebody's contract and say, I sign my name. Oh, it's mine now. Like, in what universe does that fucking work? Okay, do you remember when this has happened before?
I did. Bro, if this something that can happen, right, bro, I would just cut in with people's wedding, right before they sign their solemnization. I just signed my name. No,
you are my wife.
You're married to me.
Oh wait, I signed the wrong one. Now I'm the guy's husband. No.
Yeah, anything.
But okay. Oh, that's a nice spot where Foreign's face has frozen, by the way. So okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about when was the last time this happened?
Was this WrestleMania 20 with Chris Benoit and Shawn Michaels?
Yeah. Shawn Michaels came in and signed the contract, and it was, I guess in this way in the WWE universe, this snatching and signing has a precedence because it happened at WrestleMania 20 or before.
Yeah, but you know what? I remember that segment really, really well, and I thought that was an interesting twist when that happened at that point in time.
I had the exact same thought in my head though. It's like, this is not how legal contracts work, man. Stop it.
Yeah, lucky Chris Benoit said, no. We still have to do a triple threat. I want the Royal Rumble.
But in this case, okay, no, it's John Cena versus Roman Reigns. I don't know, like, do you think it's hokey or do you think it's okay, suspend disbelief a little bit? If I can buy into John Cena driving a car off a cliff in FF9 and being picked up by a plane, I can buy this.
I couldn't buy that, but but you know what won me over in this segment? Like you said, Roman Reigns facials.
Yeah,
like his entire face, right, during this entire segment, while like chaos was happening, raining around him. So my pun there. Like him just remaining cool and like, what the fuck? What's happening? What the fuck?
Yeah, like not even what the fuck. Is like, I am so unimpressed by this.
And also I was amused by it, like the first part. So yeah. So I think he sold it. And come on, we all wanted Roman Reigns and Cena. They just wanted to swerve us one extra week to create intrigue. But yeah, I'm happy, man. Like let the show go. Here we go, right?
And at least, and this will be the first of our John Cena ball carrying content, because we are going to be talking about the Summer of Cena and what Cena has meant for the WWE universe and pro wrestling in general, right? But at least, like, with this build up towards SummerSlam, he's going to be there. You can count on him being there almost every week. Whereas Goldberg, like, he showed up once, and I'm sure he'll just show up at SummerSlam.
Yeah, bro. I think Lashley will carry the promo. He's like Undertaker and Bray Wyatt, bro. Bray Wyatt will just be the one doing the promo. But back to John Cena. I think John Cena and in Las Vegas, in front of Las Vegas crowd with Roman Reigns, it's a marquee match, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and at the same time, Suicide Squad coming out around the same time. I mean, come on, like, it's win-win for everyone.
Yeah, it is the perfect, like, storm of promo all the way through. But yeah, kudos to John Cena. He's the man who always puts the business and what is important over. And this is why I respect him. Anyway, we'll get to the ball carrying later. In the meantime, talking about other things on SmackDown, okay, the rest of the stuff was meh, like Reginald. Like, they seem very high on Reginald. Suddenly, he's doing flips and flops a lot.
Yeah, man. He doing the Sin Cara entrance with the trampoline.
Yeah, but actually nailing it.
Yes, I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
it's like I can't even get excited about it. It's like whatever.
He doesn't have the charisma of an R-Truth. They're trying to, like, you can hear from the commentators how they're trying to sell him as if he's like so charismatic, like, oh, he suddenly win me over. But you can hear the crowd is like, like, oh, he does cool moves, but you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, right, I feel like Reggie is probably perfect where he is right now.
Oh yeah, like
at the bottom of the card.
Like as a joke character to further the 24/7 thing, like, because it can't be R-Truth for, you know, all of entirety, right?
Yeah, but I appreciate one thing is that they're making 24/7 title into matches, so that is at least some sort of improvement. Yeah,
sure, as opposed to just running in on a random match. We got Rey Mysterio and the Usos, so they're still doing their thing, back burner 100%. We got the mid-card thing, Intercontinental. Actually, if you look at that whole Intercontinental scene, you got Big E anytime we'll jump to the main event lah, but Cesaro, Shinsuke, Apollo,
Nakamura, oh yeah, you said Nakamura already.
Ziggler and Rude. Yeah, but I mean, come on, we all know. Unfortunately, you know, we are huge supporters of Ziggler and Rude here on the show, but yeah, they're not in any sort of prominent role. Haven't been for a long time.
They are the equivalent of the Diamond Mine.
Oh God. I would know. I wouldn't even say that. Like, don't even. How dare you compare Roderick Strong to Dolph Ziggler? Okay,
fine. They are the grizzled veterans. They're not the young veterans. They're grizzled veterans.
Yeah, they are like, you know. Okay, you know what? They are like Ciampa and Thatcher. How about that? At least they've like one of them has been champion before.
They are the sports entertainment version of Ciampa and Thatcher.
Yeah. Okay. That one is alright lah. But okay, the main stories, obviously we talked about the main event, Cena Reigns, Rollins, Edge.
Rollins and Edge, yes.
And you alluded to this earlier. You talked about their stuff from, was it 2014?
Yes, correct.
So yeah, and I mean, it is one of those matches I never thought I wanted to see until they brought it up, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I definitely want to see that. So there you go. That's probably the other headlining match at SummerSlam. We got Edge versus Seth Rollins. Yeah.
Because I feel like Rollins is basically like a modern version of Edge.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he is.
Like they have very similar parallels in a way.
Opportunistic, long greasy hair.
Well known for their Money in the Bank cash-ins.
Yeah. Hot girlfriend at the time.
Sure. Like you said, sexy face, long hair, whatever.
Okay,
it is.
I don't think you can compare Lita and Becky Lynch. A different era.
I mean, both are redheads lah.
Yeah,
so...
but I mean, one was literally used as a. I mean, they had a sex celebration on Raw, okay? That shit's not going to happen with Seth and Becky.
Still one of the highest rated segments on Raw, man. So give
oh my God, okay. To be honest, like, the match sells itself. I don't even need that much of a backstory. I legitimately want to watch this match.
But that's why I appreciate it, because they keep giving me layers of a story that don't really need layers.
True. So then let's move on then. Okay, so the big return. Sasha Banks comes back and saves Bianca Belair. And this is where I want to bring up Bobby the Brain Heenan in one of the most infamous segments on pro wrestling TV. Do you remember this?
Of course. Hulk Hogan bash at the beach.
When he comes out and I think it was Tony Schiavone and who else was there? What's that guy's name?
Heenan, was it
Schiavone and
Mike Tenay?
I think it was. They're like, oh yeah, Hulk Hogan's gonna come save the day. He's gonna come save the day. And then Bobby has to throw in that one line that almost blew it. That almost let the cat out of the bag. But what are his motives?
Is that was it planned or was it unplanned? He just in the moment kind of said it.
It was in the moment, but it could have ruined the whole thing because yes, he was going to turn, right? And did you notice? I wonder if Pat McAfee did it as an ode to Bobby Heenan or he also in the moment let it slip. But what are her motives?
Maybe Pat McAfee is like Gargano. He's a wrestling fan.
You know what?
Maybe.
If he is, then fucking kudos to you. Pat McAfee has been killing it. And even Michael Cole has come out publicly and said that Pat McAfee has rejuvenated his career. Like he's having so much fun on the commentary booth now.
Do you agree though? I feel like Michael Cole is getting like when he cares, he's good.
He's done the best work of his. I mean, and here's the thing: I've always thought that Michael Cole was good. Like I said, I missed the heel Michael Cole run because I wasn't really watching then. Like when there was the Raw GM thing, and then he was against Daniel Bryan, whatever.
Yeah, the coal miners,
I missed that whole shtick lah, so I can't speak on that. But I've always been a fan, especially once he became SmackDown's voice with Taz, Cole, and
missed it.
Sorry, what? Oh
no, I said thank God you missed it because that was rough to watch.
It was rough. And then he had a match with Jerry the King Lawler. Anyway, I've always enjoyed Michael Cole's work, and I don't know why people give him such shit. Let's face it, he's one of the he in about 10-20 years, he will be remembered as fondly as we remember JR.
Some people forget, right, that he was a big voice in the Attitude Era, man.
Yeah, he was.
Like, one of the most famous calls was his match when Mankind won his first world title, right?
Yeah, that's right. You're right. 100%. It is just a case of fans just, not appreciating what they have now. Yeah. Like, right.
Well, like me here, like I think Michael Cole is super underrated because for the amount of longevity he's had, and to be able to handle Vince McMahon in his year and still be able to deliver.
And let's not forget, he is also responsible for training some of the new guys who have been Vic Joseph has been amazing on NXT together with Wade Barrett and Beth Phoenix, and then on Raw, he obviously had a lot to do with how like training Corey Graves. Jimmy Smith is still kind of new, but he's definitely 1,000 times better than Adnan Virk, who lasted about 3 weeks.
I think Jimmy Smith gives me Joe Rogan vibes in a way.
A little bit. But you see, you can tell he's a fan. Whereas Adnan Virk, he's just a reporter. He's not a fan.
I like when Jimmy Smith calls the action in the ring, right? Like certain things that when he pops him, right? The energy spikes in the way he calls.
That's
the
true.
thing that happens in the ring.
Okay, so let's move on from the commentators then. But yeah, like kudos to to me, the MVPs are all the color commentators right now. Corey Graves and Pat McAfee. They are doing amazing work. It's the best time in WWE for commentators.
Which is good. And I think Pat McAfee brought something back that was missing because most of the commentator was before this was a bit bland. He's brought some character and personality to the announce table.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Corey Graves had it. For me, Corey Graves was the one with the color, right? It might be too early to say, but I think he ranks up there in the future with greats like Jesse, like Bobby.
What are some of your favorite calls from Corey that you remember?
Shit. So here's the thing. Like, I don't know if they have been so iconic that you remember them, but like,
I can name a couple.
Go ahead. No,
shut up, Sexton.
Oh God. Okay, fine. Yeah, he always has some. You notice we never brought up Byron Saxton.
Yeah.
Oh, the poor guy. He doesn't get any credit. But to be fair, he is like the most vanilla guy ever.
For a black guy, he's pretty vanilla. I mean, I don't know whether that's an insult or not, but like, you get what I mean, right?
Yeah. But he's perfect foil for Corey Graves to Swan, and sometimes that can be quite interesting, like to see that dynamic. I'm sure they are like best friends in real life.
You know who I miss on the commentary? Whether it's the most random thing ever?
Samoa?
Samoa, I do miss him, but like I know he's a better wrestler. I miss Booker T on the commentary.
Yeah, Booker T had moments of like, what the fuck did he just say? But
but it was entertaining, right?
Yeah. And then like you can hear Corey Graves want to swan him also, and then like, you know, like what?
Yeah.
Like what?
It's like it's all about the meat. He's packing meat. I think he probably said packing meat, bro.
Shucky, quack. It's good.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, it's a great time for commentators. Anyway, Sasha Banks. Anyway, yeah, like I said, Pat McAfee did the whole like, oh, what are her intentions? And then I was like, oh, okay, she's gonna turn, and then she didn't turn in the segment. But they had a tag team match, and then Sasha Banks, bam, backstabber to Bianca Belair, reignites the feud. Sasha Banks is best when she's a heel. Agree?
Yes, agree. Just in time for SummerSlam. I think they were calling out, they were begging for a marquee match for Bianca Belair at SummerSlam, and I think they got it. It's great that they kept Sasha off TV for a bit. Let it marinate for a while. Let Bianca Belair have that 100-day title reign.
Do you think that the reason they brought back Sasha as well is because, well, Bayley is injured?
Yeah, maybe Sasha was owed a longer rest.
Maybe.
But I feel like because their rivalry wasn't really any. They only just had one match at WrestleMania.
And remember, if you go back to WrestleMania, while the match was amazing, I didn't think the build-up was all that fantastic.
Yeah.
So maybe this time around, you know, okay, let's tell the story of now she's the champion, you know. I don't know what story can they tell this time.
Well, I would say that they won the ESPYs, right, for the best wrestling moment, and I feel like Sasha Banks will probably do the John Cena thing, like go all Hollywood on her and say like, you know, I left, you couldn't carry the ball, you know, you don't deserve to be the champion. It's my time to retain the crown. Yeah.
Or do you think that SummerSlam could have been a triple threat? Sasha, Bayley, Bianca?
No, because I think it would be triple threat overkill.
Right. Wait, who else would be in the triple threat?
Because on the Raw women's side, right?
Oh, yeah, but do you honestly see that match actually happening? Like, I for some reason think that it's a red herring. It's not actually going to be that match.
You know what I want to see happen?
What?
Regardless of the results for either women's match, I want to see Becky Lynch return right after.
Oh, after SummerSlam.
As in, like, either after SummerSlam or right after the conclusion of the match.
Imagine this then. Imagine this. Like, maybe Charlotte wins the title again and fans just fucking roll their eyes.
Yeah, like how many times she want to win and pad her title resume.
And then Becky Lynch returns and beats down Charlotte Flair.
Yep, the crowd will go wild.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. I can agree with that. So there you go. I mean, Carmella and Zelina Vega. Yeah, whatever. They are not going to be headlining SummerSlam. Let's face it.
Yes. Let's talk about a real headliner, bro. Let's finally jump on our topic that we're supposed to discuss
Well, if we can discuss it with your horrible internet, bro. Oh my god, you just went Mr. Roboto on again.
Fuck my internet, bro.
Okay,
Wait, my birthday,
okay.
you know what to get.
An Ethernet cable, Saturday evenings, mental note. Cannot, yeah. Well, too many people watching streaming devices at home, I think. That's what's going on. Either that or a shark bit the fucking internet cables. But be that as it may, we will trudge on forward. Here we go. It's the Summer of Cena. Okay, we've talked about how Cena's return has been huge. You know, crowds finally have something to look forward to. I think, it's weird. Because remember when people were shitting on John Cena?
Yeah, it was just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, okay. So is it a case of people just not appreciating what they had when they had it?
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I think it applies to any situation.
And also, well, I mean, we wrestling fans can, get bored pretty quickly. We want the next thing, the new thing immediately. And John Cena, much like what Roman Reigns has said, has been the same thing for years and years. It's like missionary every single night. So
Mr. Missionary.
yeah. And then, interestingly enough, John Cena brought up Stone Cold. He brought up The Rock. But I want to disagree with what he said. Because Stone Cold had the anti-hero Stone Cold. Then he became the sellout Stone Cold for a while. Then he became the jokey Stone Cold, remember? Then he became Commissioner Stone. Like there were different iterations of Stone Cold. The Rock also, he was freaking
Nation of Domination Rock?
Well, Rocky Maivia first, then Nation of Domination, then like cool Intercontinental Rock, then corporate Rock, then main event Rock, then Hollywood Rock. Like he was Hollywood Rock as a heel and a face. But John Cena has never been anything but John Cena.
Yeah. I mean, ever since he became a main eventer, he barely changed his character. Like he's always been hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Yeah, he's literally had Prototype, and then after that, Thugonomics. Oh no, Ruthless Aggression, I guess. Then Thugonomics, then main event John Cena, hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up, blah blah blah. So if anybody he should have like brought up in that promo, it should have been Hulk Hogan, because up to the NWO turn, Hulk Hogan was red and yellow, and there was nothing nuanced about that. It was just that.
I think if he brought up Hogan, it would have been the perfect red herring, bro. Like the perfect hint that might be the second act of John Cena post Roman Reigns.
Right. Like, as a heel.
And I mentioned last week's episode that Hulk Hogan turned heel at 44. John Cena is hitting 44 years old. Could we see a second act?
Yeah, but here's the thing. His second act in his life is movie star. He doesn't need the heel turn. He's a bona fide movie star at this point. All right, let's talk about the Summer of Cena. John Felix Anthony Cena. I never knew that Felix was one of his middle names, but yes, very good. Ruthless Aggression. I guess that's the time where most of us first saw him getting in Kurt Angle's face, slapping Kurt Angle.
Yeah. And of course, we in a future episode, I think we both want to do a deep dive in the Ruthless Aggression era as it is. But we can definitely agree that John Cena was one of the bedrocks of that era. I think he was one of the first stars that was post Attitude Era that was built in WWE.
That's correct. Yeah. Okay, then I don't know how you want to do this as far as looking at his career. What are some of the standout moments, I suppose, we can get to right after his, whole shaking hands with The Undertaker and shit like that. It was the Halloween episode, wasn't it? That he first debuted the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Yes, I remember he did a rap for Stephanie McMahon, right?
And it's one of those weird things. And we've heard this story before in various documentaries. He was just doing it at the back of the bus. Boys will be boys. They just mess around and their true personalities come out, right? And then somebody brought it up in a segment like, hey, why don't you do it? Like he was supposed to be dressed up as Vanilla Ice. He raps in front of Steph, and Steph was like, hey, that's actually not bad. Maybe that should be a gimmick. And then the Doctor of Thugonomics was born.
And also, I think it was such an innovative new thing during that period. Before that, I don't think anyone rapped to to the ring before John Cena. If you think about it.
I'm sure there were, but they just weren't very good.
Well, I guess you can say Road Dogg.
But
Yeah,
I think
making him the gimmick, no.
I think John Cena, because he also freestyled a lot, and like every city he would have his own rap stuff like, so that's what won him over. Like, and I mean, John Cena is a student of the game. Like every interview I've heard, you know, people talk about how he's, you know, like studying all the matches and stuff like that. So he's not just some guy who's relying on 5 moves. No. And if you look at it, right, and we talked about it earlier, at the end of the day, it's the connection with the fans, and he's always known how to do that. So he's not worried about doing a triple somersault backflip jalapeno off the top rope. No, he is worried, or he's concerned with, do the fans give a shit about what I'm doing right now?
Do you remember back in like his early years? I always remember Jim Ross having this commentary that Cena's offense is unorthodox. You know, especially when they pair him up with like old school wrestlers, more like Triple H or you know, those kind of things. They always say that he might have a very unorthodox offense. I think it's because they are trying to hide the fact that maybe he was quite green.
Yeah. I mean,
he was a polished wrestler.
No, he's not a technical wrestler by any means. Like, look at the best wrestlers. I mean, we're talking about superstars, transcendent wrestlers, okay? Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, whatever.
He had a big boot and leg drop, and that's it. Stone Cold was a technical wrestler, but he only got hot when he was a brawler. He brawler. Stomp. Luther's press, clothesline, kick to the guts. Kick to the gut, and then stunner. That's it, right?
Yeah, middle finger everywhere.
Yeah, The Rock, fucking athletic as hell. People know the people's elbow, rock bottom. That's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think wrestling fans like repetition or having trademark moves.
Yes, yo, I know people shit on the 5 moves of Doom, but it is like it is the climax. You know, like Roman Reigns has 5 moves of Doom. Like he's not doing triple somersault bullshit, and people are buying it. It's all about the emotion and character, like we always talk about.
Let's put it this way, bro. When you play Mortal Kombat, right? When you play and you use Scorpion, right? What do you want to use? You want to use Scorpion for his snake or his what do you call it?
What?
The chains out of his hand, right?
The
Get over here.
thing.
Oh my god, bro! Did you just do a modulator voice?
Get over here.
Yes, I did.
Amazing, bro.
Okay, so all right, we got you back. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's go.
Chelsea, my dog is getting agitated. Chelsea, go outside.
Chelsea is pissed off with the lack of internet connection. So.
Yeah, I think so too. She's like, why? All right, go out. Go on.
Oh dear, Chelsea makes a appearance on the podcast.
Okay, so now let's talk about. Let's go back to Cena then, right? Yep. Or were you gonna talk about like the movesets and stuff like that?
But no. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that I think Cena's moveset is almost as iconic or a big part of his career.
So yeah,
that's what makes him good.
To people who complain about the 5 moves of Doom, shut the fuck up. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's the main point of that. Yeah.
Yeah, like chill, okay? It's about everything else he does in the match.
Yeah. Let's talk about John Cena's greatest rivalries and the rivalries that propelled him to the main event scene.
Obviously, those that come to mind are Edge. Remember when Edge went to John Cena's house and then had the whole interaction with his dad, and his dad was the worst actor in the history of the WWE. But
I remember, bro.
Didn't they had a ladder match to culminate that as well?
Yeah, which was quite historic. They also had that one situation where John Cena threw Edge into the Long Island Sound. Remember that?
Yeah. So yeah, there was that. There was once in a lifetime, but it happened twice. Cena Raw.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to talk about an earlier rivalry. He had this rivalry with Eddie Guerrero that culminated in a parking lot brawl. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that. I mean, the guy has worked with the best, and he has held his own with the best. In terms of storyline, in terms of wrestling matches and stuff like that. Who else?
Well, okay, great thing about John Cena is, right, John Cena is at that point in the career, right, where he has worked with everyone, like, of the top stars in the last 20 years. So he has spanned multiple eras almost.
Yep.
You know, so he has wrestled everyone from Kurt Angle, Undertaker, all the way to the new guys with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
For me, the best rivalries, right, are the ones where when I see his name, I know another guy that he always fit with. And one guy that John Cena is always tied to until we got sick of him fighting, this guy is Randy Orton.
Yeah. Obviously, I was about to bring that up too. So what is it about the Randy Orton John Cena feud that, you know, makes it so memorable? The fact that it happened so many times?
No, but because, do you remember playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2004, bro?
That's an oddly specific year. Why?
Because if you remember that game, loading it up on your PS1 or PS2, the hype video for the game at the beginning, the loading package, they talk about Raw and SmackDown, and then they say the future is now, and then they showed John Cena turning around, facing Randy Orton, representing Raw, turning around. And essentially, they're saying that the future of Raw and SmackDown is John Cena and Randy Orton.
Wow, how right they were. Did John Cena have...
For sure.
Oh, yeah. All of a sudden, I'm trying to remember back to his feuds. Like, it's hard because he's feuded with everybody. John Cena and Brock Lesnar. And remember the one where, you know, Brock Lesnar came back from his UFC stint and essentially annihilated John Cena?
Yes. He basically cannot own on SummerSlam.
Do you think Goldberg would have been owned like that? Do you think Undertaker would have been owned like that? Like, this is okay. To me, this is what makes me respect John Cena. He, despite, you know, being booed, being cheered, whatever it is, first of all, he always gets a reaction. That's how he always talks about that, right? It doesn't matter you boo him or cheer him. You will do something. You will have an emotional response when he comes out, and that's a mark of a superstar. Right?
Yeah.
And also, he's willing to do what's right for the business.
Yeah.
I don't think there has ever been an issue where he's like, he wouldn't lay down for anybody. At least I haven't heard in the dirt sheets.
Well, there was this one situation where he insisted on pinning the Nexus. And I think a lot of people gave him grief for that, but he did admit that he made a wrong decision. So he thought it was the right thing to do. It wasn't because for his own gain or whatnot. So I think John Cena is always a company man. He's always done what he's told. And when the time came for him to lay down, he did.
Okay. Yeah. I don't even remember the Nexus storyline. I think it was like 2010, 2011, right? So I might not have watched too much of it back then. And then he had the feud with AJ Styles and everything. That was one of the more recent feuds.
Yeah, I think these last few years was when John Cena finally was able to show his quote-unquote work rate.
Okay,
he got a reputation of being the big match John, right?
Yeah. So, like, let's put a bow on it. Because, first of all, I think the internet is about to implode and we'll save. Oh my god. And just as I said that, look at Foreign's face frozen on the screen right now. Okay, we definitely cannot do this at night when everyone's using the internet. Let's put a bow on this right now. Summer of Cena, and we'll continue this till we get to SummerSlam, right? Let's talk about what he means to the business now. Him coming back, popping the crowd, huge response, respect from everyone. I try to listen to the crowd. I don't hear the boos. I think the fans are just happy to see him back. Is he a credible enough threat to take out Roman Reigns? Does he take out Roman Reigns, or is he going to do the right thing and lay down for Roman Reigns?
Well, one thing I've heard also from the crowd is there's no more John Cena sucks.
But you
John
see,
Cena sucks.
here's the thing. This is all dependent on his Hollywood career, right? So after he's done promoting Suicide Squad, he's probably going to go out and do other things. So is his current return contractually supposed to go over SummerSlam?
I don't think so. I honestly think that this Summer of Cena is exactly that. Just the summer where you can have John Cena. He's going to have this big payoff blockbuster number one match
Yeah.
to put over the number one guy in the company right now,
Yeah.
so that the business can continue moving forward. And that's just how John Cena is.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy.
So doesn't that make the main event of SummerSlam a bit predictable? Like,
It does, but it's predictable in a good kind of way. Like, I feel like the fact that we kind of all know that John Cena will eventually put over Roman Reigns,
yeah,
kind of make me feel excited, not because of the outcome of the match, but where does this lead to both parties going forward?
yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, well, John Cena doesn't need to go forward anyway. He's already a legend. Even if he loses, it doesn't matter. He'll go on and do Hollywood shit.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think the one that needs it the most is, I think, honestly, Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's my big issue with it, though. I mean, I don't mean issue like, oh, this is a problem. I mean, like, okay, yeah, it does make the main event very predictable.
Yeah.
Unless Big E
Cashes it in, is it?
somehow on somebody.
Well, cashes in on Goldberg lah.
Oh,
Hopefully, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. But to put a bow on the Cena thing, like, I feel like what he means to the business right now is he is gonna be that. He's gonna take over the Undertaker role in a way. Like, he's gonna be just a draw.
Yep.
Regardless of him being a title scene or not, he's gonna be like the main attraction at at WrestleMania for the next future 10 WrestleManias, I guess.
Yep.
And the bigger he is as a celebrity, as a Hollywood superstar, the better WWE is for you, right?
Oh yeah,
he's well known.
Of course. And then, who knows? Maybe The Rock comes back as well, and then we have two of these big name Hollywood stars, wrestling related.
Yeah. Speaking on The Rock, I think we should ask the last question then. Where do you rank John Cena among the GOATs, among the Mount Rushmores of WWE?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, WWE. So I won't lump Ric Flair in there. Okay, because to be honest, I mean, Ric Flair is a GOAT, but he's not a WWE GOAT. Let's be real.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
He's like, would you consider him a WCW GOAT or even before that? Like,
no, I would say it's the NWA GOAT.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Agreed. So you talk about GOATs, then okay, Goldberg would be a WCW GOAT. So then that leaves us with Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock. That's it. Those three. And nobody else. You know me, I love my Chris Jericho, I love Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar, I love all of them. But they are not movie stars. They are not they are not names where you bring out everyone will immediately know, oh yeah, I know The Rock. Oh, I know Dwayne Johnson. I know Hulk Hogan, right? Like, even as famous as Brock Lesnar got because of his combat sports stuff, he's not a household name. Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock and John Cena. Those four. If you talk about WWE Mount Rushmore, I guess, it's those four. Who sits atop that mountain? All four, right? Let me take out two people right off the bat. Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because as big as they were to wrestling fans, outside of wrestling, they weren't that big names. In that they do have, like, Stone Cold has podcasts, he's on a few TV shows here and there. He's not a blockbuster movie star.
Yep.
Same for Hulk Hogan. Like, his movie career was meh,
His movie career is basically if John Cena quit acting after the Marine.
Yes, you are right, 100%. Okay, so this leaves us with just two people. Are we in agreement here, or do you want to argue for?
Because
sorry, say that again.
I think what you're arguing for the parameters is whether he's the biggest star. Star
crossover
general of all time,
crossover.
right?
Well, I mean, isn't the argument that you need that huge crossover effect to bring people back to watch WWE at the end of the day?
I agree, but I also want to argue this one other angle, a perspective.
Okay.
John Cena longer than both Stone Cold and The Rock.
Okay, bro, hang on. You cut off right before you said whatever you said, so it sounded like you said John Cena is longer than The Rock and Stone Cold. So I'm like, what the fuck?
He got a longer Johnson. No. What I mean
his
is
tenure, you mean?
he's been on top. He's been a main eventer longer than both. And you also have to understand that he was put in a very unenviable position. He had to be the guy to carry the company forward after the hottest.
Yeah. Oh God, we lost Foreign again to the internet. Good Lord. Okay. Well, we promise, we apologize for this episode. We will get this fixed at some point.
You can still hear me right now.
Yeah, barely. I think you know what it is. It's the internet, the smart internet fans revolting against us because we're talking about John Cena in a positive light.
No.
All those nacho fingered IWC indie wrestling fans, AEW fans, no, fuck these two. How dare they say good things about John Cena?
John Cena.
No. Okay, look, yeah, I get your point too. Like in terms of how long they were there, and let's not forget, to WWE, I think John Cena has been their most loyal as well. Like, friggin' Stone Cold took the ball and left. Hulk Hogan defected to WCW and had his like second resurgence there. So you know you can't really count, if you're talking about WWE only, you can't count his WCW hype, which might have actually eclipsed his WWE, like, you know, red and yellow status, right?
Yeah.
So we're still down to The Rock and John Cena.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to make a very crazy declaration?
Okay. Go ahead. Oh. So I guess Foreign is making us wait in anticipation for his declaration.
Yeah, I think that John Cena. Wait for it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think that John Cena to WWE is the bigger star than The Rock.
I agree with you 100%. 100%.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you my reasons, and you let me know whether you agree with my reasons, right? The Rock, and you talk about being selfless, right? The Rock gave 7 years, and then after that he got seduced by Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then but it's valid though. He did. I remember this conversation that he had with Vince McMahon. I think they said it in reports afterwards that he asked Vince McMahon permission that I want to go for this brass ring, and then I want to go for this brass ring, and I want to go for this brass ring, and then when he finally wanted to make that transition to Hollywood, he asked Vince McMahon for his blessing. Like, I want to take, I want to make it in Hollywood because I know that will open doors for WWE. And Vince McMahon gave him the blessing and said, go for it. I believe in your talent, that kind of thing. And yes, I feel that The Rock has become a bigger star in the world beyond his WWE fame, which makes him like, one of the biggest, most recognizable faces on earth. But to WWE, his impact for WWE was only 7 years. But John Cena, and you have to understand another thing, even though people say that he had to take care of WWE through a period where it just passed by his most popular phase during the Attitude Era. Yeah. But he was the guy that brought WWE into this age of social media. And where technically the more of the people in the world is connected. Yeah. As it was 20 years ago, right? So I think John Cena has become such a recognizable face that someone from India knows who he is. Somebody from Africa. Do you remember there was this one girl that made a song called John Cena? Yeah.
Well, couldn't the same thing be said about The Rock?
Yes. But by the time social media came around, he is known as The Rock, the celebrity, not The Rock, the wrestler, right?
Yeah. So, okay. So, essentially, but now you're bringing in the fact that, okay, he was the right person at the right time, lah. Like, there's the whole John Cena meme. Like, John Cena is a meme. The Rock is not a meme.
Yeah. John Cena basically has done more for WWE because of his longevity, because of his cultural impact given is in the social media age.
Yeah. Okay, that is a very, very good point. Like, even though, yes, The Rock is current in the social media age, you're right. He is as such, but he's doing it as a movie star, not so much as a WWE star. Like, he will once in a while talk about his times in the WWE, and there's that show on NBC, I think, is it like Young Rock?
Yeah, Young
Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, John Cena is definitely still in terms of you're right. He's the perfect storm for the WWE right now. He's in blockbuster movies. To be fair though, like, he hasn't reached the heights of The Rock. Like, he's not a leading man yet. He's still like the side character.
Yeah.
Like in Suicide Squad, he's not the main guy. He's not Idris Elba. He's not Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Yeah.
But one thing I think I like about John Cena is he has kind of carved his own lane where he's not. Nobody's saying that he's a Rock 2.0 in Hollywood. Like he's going for different roles than The Rock.
Yeah. Funnily enough, what about Batista? Actually, you know, talking about Batista, right? Blue Tista and all that. I saw him on a Disney Plus advertisement. I was like, hey, this fucker can act. This fella can act. He was playing this old man. I was like, wait, is that really Batista? Then I looked damn close. I'm like, it is. He's the old, huge old guy.
A Disney Plus promo or something? I don't think I've seen this commercial.
It was on their Instagram page. So they're promoting so he's playing this old fisherman on a boat. And then he's crying because he's watching some, sad show. He's laughing because he's watching a comedy, and all those shows are on Disney Plus.
Is this Disney Plus Singapore?
No, the US one.
Okay, I want to watch it. Okay,
yeah. But
thanks for that.
I'm like, holy shit. So okay, in terms of I think he might actually be a better actor than The Rock.
Of course, bro. Okay, so if you're making a list right now, right? Okay. The best.
Hold on, this seems like another podcast on its own. Okay, I think this should be another podcast.
I'm pretty sure, but
bro, let's pen this down.
The best crossover
actual actors, wrestlers turn actors. It will be a very short list.
The Rock is the biggest wrestler turn actor who became a celebrity.
Yeah,
but I think in terms of technical level, the best actor is Batista easily.
Yeah, easily by miles.
I mean, of course, John Cena, we had to give him a few more years.
Yeah.
But in terms of acting chops, you know when I know that Batista can really, really act.
Yeah, when?
Did you watch Blade Runner 2049?
No, I did not. I heard it wasn't good.
It was. I think it was really, really good, but it just wasn't given exposure, or it wasn't really well covered. I don't know why.
Okay.
But yeah, Ryan Gosling was the star and Harrison Ford, right?
Yeah.
But the first 10 minutes, there was a scene with Batista and Ryan Gosling. And bro, he could act, bro. That was an acting scene. It wasn't it ended in an action, they fight in the place. But the first 5 minutes, there was dialogue or something. He really disciplined the character. I didn't think it was Batista acting as someone.
Wow.
It was this character that was talking to Ryan Gosling.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, he's amazing, bro.
So, but this episode is about uncutting John Cena's balls. So
yeah, we'll uncut Batista on another episode. Maybe when he gonna inducted in Hall of Fame finally.
Bro, this is what we're gonna do. Every episode will be uncut different wrestlers' balls. How about that? That will be our clickbait title. This episode we uncut The Rock's balls.
We'll uncut Baron Corbin's balls one of these days.
Wow, that one will be about 20 years down the line. Okay, so there you go. Summer of John Cena. I can't wait to see him at SummerSlam. Is the match going to be a technical masterpiece? Hell no. It's probably going to be fucking boring at points where Roman Reigns is doing his ASMR.
He's gonna talk trash to the camera.
Yeah, and then it will be slow, but people are gonna blow the roof off the joint if the arena even has a roof.
I wanna see one particular spot in the match where he's going for the pin and he's like, "You like this, huh? You like this missionary?"
Oh God, no. They better freaking get Vin Diesel to show up. That's all I can say.
Oh no, they better get the whole cast of Suicide Squad at the front row of this event.
Yeah. They're all there in costume.
Oh my God,
bro. John Cena, he's known for his elaborate entrances, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's gonna come out as the peacemaker. Is it
Peacemaker? Yeah.
Pacemaker.
Pacemaker is the fucking for the patient, right?
Hello, nobody puts the pacemaker on the neck, bro. Why you point at the neck?
Fucking put in the heart, right?
Above the heart. Yeah. It regulates the pulse, the heartbeat.
Oh yeah. Oh, but bro, if they really have the whole James Gunn or something at the front row, I think that would be amazing.
Bro, okay, I'm calling it right now. Okay, John Cena is gonna have a Peacemaker inspired intro. He's gonna be in full costume. He's gonna fucking do weird shit, and he's.
For me, I'm gonna expect the whole front row to be filled with Suicide Squad castmates.
I really hope so.
I hope Margot Robbie is a John Cena fan. I remember.
Oh.
Yes. So Margot Robbie knows her wrestling, so they better fucking get Margot Robbie, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Do it. She can come out with pacemaker. Okay. That's enough uncutting Cena's balls. I'm sure we'll do more of it in the following weeks leading up to SummerSlam, unless they really shit the bed, which I don't think they will. But you know,
Yeah.
This is WWE. There's always the opportunity to do so.
And of course, next week, hopefully we might do a deep dive going along with the Summer of Cena. We're gonna do some John Cena related episodes. So we're gonna do a deep dive into the ruthless aggression period. Hopefully, hopefully with a special guest. We'll let you guys know.
Absolutely. As always, thank you so much for hanging out on the podcast. If you're watching the premiere of this on YouTube right now, good Monday afternoon to you. Hope you're having a great lunch. Everything is fine and dandy. And if you're listening to the podcast whenever, hey, thank you. Subscribe to us on YouTube, okay? Hit that like button if you haven't already, and follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. We're there. Kick to the gut. You can always find us. You can slide into our DMs, ask us any question about wrestling or whatever. Feel free to do so.
We'll probably promote, every single time we have a new episode coming out on YouTube, on Instagram, on Spotify. But our IG story very active. I make it a point to try to post daily. Please interact with our polls. You got anything you want to DM us, please DM us. We are your wrestling community here in Singapore.
That's right. Okay. That's a lot of Cena uncutting and AEW uncutting, actually, scarily enough.
Yes, bro. Very interesting episode, bro. This is a bit like Bizarro World. I think
know,
we'll go
right?
back to normal next week.
Okay, let's get out of here, bro. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It has been Mr. Young.
And it's S4E in the building. Have a good week.